Welcome back, Truth Seeker. September 13th, 2023, 27 years ago today, Tupac Shakur reported dead 6 days after being shot on September 7th, which was Eazy-E's birthday. And of course, Eazy-E had died the year prior in 95. And then, of course, Notorious B.I.G. would die the next year in connection to Tupac. But still to this day, Tupac Shakur's death, an unsolved mystery. And what I want to show you is how perfectly synced his death was with the founders of Interscope Records, who he made his music for. And before we get into that piece, again, here's the riddle that a lot of people don't know. After Tupac's death, the Machiavelli album was rushed out, a play on Machiavelli, a man who did fake his death in history. And yes, it is legal to fake your death in Las Vegas, where Tupac reportedly passed. But again, this album was rushed out after Tupac's death. It was put out November 5th, 1996. And funny enough, November 5th is a very special day to the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuit Order, because it's Guy Fawkes Day. It's the day in history that the Jesuits, who are the military order of the Catholic Church, and by the way, Interscope was founded by a devout Catholic, but it is the day in history that the Jesuits tried to blow up British Parliament. They were retaliating against King James, who was printing a Bible for the masses. He was working on it at that time. It was November 5th, 1605, 6 years before 1611, when the King James Bible was put out. But again, the Catholic Church didn't want a Bible out there for the masses. They wanted to have the knowledge of the Bible to themselves so that they could hold it over the people, because again, the Catholic Church has always been about using things to make money and all kinds of things. I'm just going to leave it at things because it's such a vague topic. But again, for people who don't know the history of the Catholic Church, again, there'd be no America if it wasn't for the rebellion against the Catholic Church known as the Protestant Reformation. Again, that was led by Martin Luther, who wrote the 95 Theses. That's why Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on the 95th day of 1968. It actually ties in with who's really behind Tupac's death. But anyhow, this album rushed out November 5th, 96. The big song on it, Hail Mary. You can't get more Catholic than that. And again, Interscope Records is who's behind this record label, or behind this album, founded by a Catholic. So, Tupac, the day he died, September 13th, that is Cesare Borgia's birthday. And Cesare Borgia is the subject of Machiavelli, the real Machiavelli. The subject of his book, The Prince, is Cesare Borgia. And Cesare Borgia is also who White Jesus is modeled after. So think about the album rushed out after Tupac's death with a play on Machiavelli and him on the cross like Jesus. Just think about it. And let's not forget that Prince died by the numbers in 2016. And then right after Prince's death, Tupac's mother's death was announced on May 3rd. She reportedly died May 2nd, but didn't break in any headlines until May 3rd, which is the real Machiavelli's birthday. And that date, May 3rd, we write at 5-3 like 53. The Machiavelli album was put out exactly 53 days after Tupac died. So, understanding the Tupac, Machiavelli, Cesare Borgia, the Prince parallel. And let's not forget that Prince, the musician, had the song I Would Die For You, where he spelled it with the number 4 and the letter U. Used the 21st letter. Prince died 4/21 on the Queen's birthday. And then his mom died, or Tupac's mom died right after. So, gematria piece. Again, you got to know your gematria. We just said use the 21st letter. That's when you take the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. Notice how the play on Machiavelli equals 74, like rapper, like Jesus, like cross, like Messiah, like gospel, like parables. Again, Jesus spoke in parables. The story of Jesus' life is the gospel. It's 89 chapters. Tupac died 89 days after his June 16th birthday. We'll get to how Interscope Records also equals 89. But if you're new here, gematria is based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. And notice how when you run it in reverse, Jesus and Cross are 61. And when you run it forwards, Tupac is 61. But when you run Tupac in reverse, it's 74. So Tupac, Jesus, Cross all share the same numbers. And again, it's a big pattern that extends beyond Tupac. Biggie died 74 days from his birthday. A lot of people get killed by the 74 number. The word killing itself is 74. So is the word stabbing, like how we're on this Catholic calendar, the Gregorian calendar. Again, Tupac died on September 13th, 1996, according to the Catholic Church, because we're on their calendar, speaking their language, which is also accredited to a Catholic monk, Burfirth of Ramsey Abbey. But the 74th day of the year on this Catholic calendar, the Ides of March, is to remember the killing of Caesar by stabbing. And again, 3 of the first 5 U.S. presidents died on 7/4, and the first 2 to die died on the same day, Jefferson and Adams, and both of them were not fans of the Jesuits and worried that they might come out of suppression and what they might do to America if they did. Well, I guarantee you their fears were realized as soon as the day they died. But yeah, here's Tupac's discography. Look how perfect this is. Tupacalypse. It's biblical, right? The apocalypse. That's biblical. Tupacalypse Now came out November 12th, 1991. Funny enough, that's the Superior General of the Jesuits' birthday at this exact moment. Then he had Strictly for My Ends. Then he had Me Against the World. And then he had All Eyes on Me, which was an album that they postponed about 50 times before they finally put it out on 2/13, a day that has to do with Roman sacrifice. It's Lupercalia. And again, he would die 213 days later, and he was claiming LA at the end, and that's the 213 area code. And anyhow, and then there was the Machiavelli album putting out. The full title is The Don Columinati, The 7-Day Theory, with Machiavelli on the cover. Again, put out November 5th, 1996. Remember the 5th of November. So look at this. From the first album release, Tupacalypse Now, November 12th, 91, to Tupac's death, 58 months and a day later. Tupac Amaru Shakur, 58. Cesare Borgia, 58. If you're new here, special number 58. King James, remember this whole November 5th thing goes back to King James and the Jesuits trying to destroy Parliament and stop King James from printing the Bible. King James died unexpectedly at age 58. Other words that equal 58 are Freemasonry, Rosicrucian, Secret Society, Solomon's Temple. All of Freemasonry's secrets are in Solomon's Temple. Again, King James was a Freemason and a Rosicrucian. So 58 is a special number. In fact, let me pull up the gematria calculator real quick to make another point about Freemasonry and 58. Notice that it's also 139 when you use the alphabetic order, 58 with numerology, right? And notice when I write out Tupac Shakur, how it's 139 in the most simple cipher. 139. Tupac died on what day? 13/9, like 139. You might notice Tupac Shakur is 158 in reverse. Let me write out Freemasonry again. It's the same as Tupac Shakur, forwards and backwards, 139, 158. Remember, modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation, and the Jesuits were born on 15/8, the 15th day of August. So anyhow, dead 58 months after putting out the first album on Cesare Borgia's birthday. Jimmy Iovine, the Catholic and founder of Interscope Records, he also co-founded it with what's his name? Ted Field, as we'll get to, because he also fits in. But here's the main guy, because this guy's stuck with it. This guy's now connected to Dre, and he made a lot of money off Dre's Beats headphones, and he's just been more involved in the world of hip-hop than the other co-founder. And he's also the very devout Catholic. But look at this. From Jimmy Iovine's March 11th birthday, notice he was born in 53 as well. We just talked about where that fits in. But from his March 11th birthday to Tupac's death, was the 187th day of his age. Now, you know, Tupac, West Coast, Dr. Dre. Remember, Dr. Dre supposedly lost his son to suicide 187 days after Dr. Dre's birthday. And it was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg who put 187 on the map with the Well, what's that? What's that song called? I can't even think what the name of the song is right now. That soundtrack before he was in the Matrix. Oh my goodness, it's all escaping me. But you know what I'm talking about. I don't even have to remember it. You already do. So anyhow, 187th day of his age. I mean, that's homicide code. And it's also big with the Jesuits. Society of Jesus has the gematria 56, like Interscope, like how the Machiavelli album was put out on the day, leaving 56 days left in the year. Again, that's a very special day to the Jesuits. And let's not forget that in more recent history, on Remember the 5th of November, you had Travis Scott, another rapper, who that day was performing at his Astro World event, where the stage was a giant upside down cross, which is a satanic symbol. And people were stampeded to death. And again, there was a lot more to that, which we covered then. But that was right after the Astros lost the World Series. And then right after the Astro World tragedy, Astro of the group UB40 died. And then a year to the day of the tragedy, then the Astros came back and won the World Series the next year. But anyway, it was the day leaving 56 days left in the year, the anniversary of the album coming out with Tupac on the cross. The cross. Pagan. The Catholic Church, originally pagan. The Catholic Church who's brought paganism into Christianity and turned it into sun worship. And most people not getting it. But anyway, even though it's so obvious, being on the Catholic Church's calendar, speaking their language, the word sun, meaning male offspring and object in the sky. But again, Interscope's also 56. Gematria based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. And again, just this whole Jesus thing. From Tupac's birthday to his death, 89 days. That's how many chapters are in the gospel. The word religion's 89. For the record, the name King James is 89. 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number. Jesus is 11. It's the master number. The word black's 11. But notice, 89 days after his birthday, and Interscope Records is also 89. And all of his albums are put out with Interscope. And haven't I shown this before with a million other entertainers, how their deaths are synced up with their albums and their record label? Again, what happened to Tupac's actually not unique. This is what they've done to a lot of people. It's just that Tupac, you know, he was just made such an icon that it's much more remembered. But this same pattern has persisted with so many people. You know, last year in November, Takeoff from the Migos. His death was a perfect ritual just like this, perfectly synced with the first album, and perfectly synced with his record label. I mean, it's just undeniable. So look at this. The co-founder of Interscope Records is Ted Field, and Ted Field's birthday is June 1st, 6-1, kind of like Tupac 61. He's also born in 53. And from his birthday to Tupac's death was 104 days. Now remember, Tupac Amaru Shakur forwards is 58. In reverse, it's 104. So he also died 104 days after the other co-founder of the record label's birthday. These are the people who need to be questioned. You know, these are the people who need to, what do they know? And I guarantee they know a lot. I guarantee they know all the secrets. And why aren't they talking about it? Because this is the game in the industry. This is how the money's made. And again, there's people behind these men as well. It's not like they orchestrated the ritual. They might have had a hand in it, but we know whose game this is. This is the Jesuit order's game that runs the show. So, and for the record, Roman Catholic Church 104. Again, the 104th NFL season just got underway. Already some 104 rituals in the bag for the season, including the first touchdown of the season caught by the guy with the 104 gematria. Remember yesterday I was playing the phone call that I did to the league office back in 2018. I said, it's crazy the names they're giving these players, these wacky. I mean, look at the name of the player who scored the first touchdown this 104th NFL season. I mean, you just can't get a more absurd name. He even has an extra middle name that's just one letter, but it all adds up to 104. His first name's Amun-Ra, which is associated also, of course, with Egyptian sun god, but also through, as we talked about, through the Romans, connected with Jupiter, which Thursday's named after, and it was Thursday Night Football. But anyway, we're getting into other topics. It's just, could it be any more obvious, you guys? Could it be any more obvious who whitewashed history? It says that Ted Field, his father, was in the media business. And here's the media that never gets to the bottom of anything. His father took over the Chicago Sun-Times. It became his paper in 56. Go figure. In 56. So, you know what? For good measure, let's see if we can call anybody at Interscope Records today. Okay, hold on. Let's see if they got a number for the public to call. Contacting us. If you are using a screen reader and are having problems using it, let me see. Let me see if that's the right one to contact. I don't want to do one of those. Hold on. They're in Santa Monica. Maybe that's where we should have been today. Outside Interscope Records with the speaker set up. All right, let's try it out here. 310-865-1000. It sounds like it's one of those phone numbers where it just rings forever. I wonder if they've always been located there. Colorado Avenue, huh? Remember, Colorado has that gematria 38. It's the 38th state in order of statehood. It's the number found all over these rap deaths as well. Tupac and Biggie both died on 38 date numerology. Words like death, murder, killing, and RIP are all 38. And you know, just talking about dead musicians and rituals. Remember, the Smash Mouth singer just died on 9/4, and the band was founded in 94 in Santa Clara, which is Jesuit town. And Santa Clara, CA, has the 94 gematria. And again, Smash Mouth goes with football. And then the team that plays in Santa Clara goes into Pittsburgh, where Smash Mouth football, the word was invented for the Steelers. But the Niners go into Pittsburgh and give Tomlin his 94th loss. And then the headlines say that Tomlin got his teeth knocked out like Smash Mouth. Again, you guys, this stuff is sick that's going on. And I'm just so frustrated that how big tech with their algorithms is able to keep this message super suppressed. Because I know if I was doing this video in 2016, 2017, especially after Prince's death, you know, it would have a gazillion views. And that's what this video deserves, is a gazillion views. But yeah, it's also sad though that you know, if I was out on the streets of Seattle presenting this, there's a lot of people that would resonate with it and appreciate it, but there'd be people walking by talking all kinds of trash too. And we got to figure out what kind of demons are inside these people that just hate the truth so much. So Brandon Hunter dead at 42, huh? 56th pick in 03. Yeah. Yeah. Is that in the headlines today on the anniversary of Tupac's death? Let me see. 4 hours ago. Collapses. Did he die? I see it said he collapsed. Oh, he is dead. Dead at 42. Man. You know, he played for Orlando, right? LeBron just got his 4th finals in Orlando. That's where Kobe got his 4th finals. We know LeBron got that 4th finals exactly 41 weeks after his birthday. In the same season, Kobe died at 41. And I'll cut to the chase already before I even get going any further. The same people who did the Tupac ritual, it's the same gang who's done the Brandon Hunter ritual. I guarantee you. So these people do. They like I think Nas has some. I think it's on the Belly Sand truck. What does Nas say about the beast loves black meat? He's got hood ends hanging off his teeth, something like that. This actually happened yesterday. Okay. This was yesterday's news. Yesterday was the kill date, right? So yesterday was our kill date for the month. People don't know what the kill date is. It comes up once a month. Next month, it'll be October 11th. It'll be November 10th and December 9th. But what makes the kill date is the date numerology. So with the alphabetic order, kills 44. With the alphabetic order and numerology, kills 17. With the reverse alphabetic order, kills 64. And with the reverse alphabetic order and numerology, kills 28. Deadly things in the news yesterday. You had a mass shooting at a school. You got this. You had the flooding in Libya. But yesterday's date numerology was 64. The different paths for yesterday's date numerology were 64, 28, and 44. So once a month, you will have a date that will have at least 3 of those 4 kill values, and that's what makes the kill date. And again, it was September 12th for this year. It won't be September 12th next year because next year you have a different year. So again, 9 plus 12 plus 20 plus 23 is 64. 9 plus 12 plus 23 is 44. 9 plus 12, and then the compressed digits of the year, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is 28. And again, I didn't invent any of these methods. These are just all numerology paths. They almost all break down to the same single-digit number. But wow, they just spell it all out for you here. You don't even need to decode it. He was 42 years old. Everyone should. Hey, I know a lot of new people in Seattle know about 42. Wasn't I just on the streets talking about how all this racial shaming with 42 and all these rituals with this number? I'm sure there was a few people who heard that lesson and probably saw this headline. They're like, damn, there it is again. Brandon Hunter dead at 42. And then, yeah, it says right there he was the 50th. Look at all the numbers, you guys. 56th pick of the draft. Didn't they have to say he played in 67 games? I almost feel like I helped the Illuminati get better at their rituals. If you guys are new here, we're always talking about the same stuff. Blood sacrifice, 67. Human sacrifice, 67. Again, Society of Jesus, 56. With regards to 42, you know, the N-word's 42, slavery's 42, Jackie's 42, Tuskegee's 42, and it's a long list. He had a career-high 17 points. And I just said he died on the kill day, right? And also in the NBA. The NBA is the 17 league. LeBron comes over from the 17th state, Ohio, on the first day of the 7th month, and then wins the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season. Moses Malone and Daryl Dawkins dead 17 days apart, just before Kobe's last season. Again, they were the first 2 players out of high school for the ABA and NBA, and with Philly connections like Kobe. But yeah, I mean, this in there he is wearing number 34 too. Here, I'll show you the thing about Orlando and murder. And speaking of Orlando, and this being around the time of the Tupac, I just wrote Brown subliminally, but again, Orlando Brown, always the name that comes up with Tupac. You see how Orlando and murder are 79, 34, 38, and all those ciphers? You see how murder is also 83? Since we're talking Tupac, Orlando Brown, again, that's always the name. Or am I tripping? Hold on. Orlando Anderson. It's not Brown. I got confused with this Hunter Brown guy. I was like, something's wrong with that. Orlando Anderson. He's the guy that always comes up with the Tupac killing. But Orlando Anderson's also 83, like Murder. Like the song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. Okay. I guess the only thing left to do is see how many days from his birthday it was. TMZ dropped all the numbers we I would have decoded and talked about in the article. I wonder what would happen if TMZ gave us a job. I wonder if then like people like, oh, they're talking about gematria on TMZ. It must be legit now. People need it from those authoritarian sources for it to work in their programmed minds. I mean, that really is the problem with the populace. They're so programmed and well trained that they'll only accept information from the liars. They've been trained their whole lives to believe the liars. So, Hunter Brown, August 20. Wait, this is the wrong Hunter Brown. Or what am I? Brandon Hunter. I'm getting all kinds of confused. Brandon Hunter, my bad. Brandon Hunter. He's from Cincinnati. That's a Jesuit town right there. I remember at the All-Star game when those guys were all from Cincinnati. I said, do you find it strange that the Who concert tragedy in Cincinnati was on the anniversary of the actual Xavier, who Xavier University is named after? And like, no, I just think that's a coincidence. It's like, God, people are dumb. Just instantly a coincidence, huh? 1 in 365 chance. Plus, then you learn gematria. Xavier equals 79, like the Who, like murder, and it happened in 79. Anyway, Brandon Hunter, born November 24th, the day leaving 37 days left in the year. Or if you count November 24th through December 31st, those are the last total 38 days in the year. There's 37 days after it. Yeah, let's measure from his birth to his death real quick. You guys remember the Tupac "I Ain't Mad at You" music video with Tupac in heaven? Last music video he did before his death. So from his last birthday to his death was his 293rd day of his age, which is the 62nd prime number. Sacrifice and Faustian Bargainer 62. He died 41 weeks and 6 days into his age, which means he died in his 42nd week of life, going with dying at age 42. And I think he also died here 73 days for his upcoming birthday. Yeah, 73 days, or if you count the span, it's a span of 74. And both 73 and 74 matter. Biggie's death is the same way. It's 73 days before his birthday or a span of 74. Sacrifice is 73, killing is 74. So, we start out talking about Tupac and the many men who've been killed in the 74 Society of Jesus rituals, and finish the stream with, Brandon Hunter. And for the record, when you spell out 42 as a word, it also equals 74. And that's actually interesting in terms of the Bible because, again, Jesus is 74. Even Jesus Christ is 74. But the story of Jesus begins with the 42 generations to Jesus in the New Testament, which is another 42. And the word new alone is 42. And the word math is 42. And the New Testament begins with math. You see how math's 42, forward 66 in reverse, just like New Testament? And Protestant Bibles end with the 66th book. And the fourth book of the Bible is called Numbers. Yeah, I think I hit all the main points I wanted to hit in this one. And yeah, the entertainment world is wicked. Death sells. You got to remember that. These record labels have an incentive for their musicians to die. They make way more money. Imagine Tupac were alive and he'd gotten old and he was doing like mumble rap now. He was collaborating with the Migos. It would ruin the whole legacy. So, legacy, that's an important thing to these people too. Hip hop music was really grown in the 90s when all these deaths happened. And then it grew into a way more popular genre after these deaths. These deaths catapulted the whole genre. Okay. Yeah, I think I hit all the main points. I mean, there is even more about Tupac's death that we've covered in the past, but those are good for now. Shout out to Open Up who also chipped in. He says Nas grand finale. It's irrelevant. The beast loved to eat black meat and got us ends from the hood hanging off his teeth. I knew it was something like that. I remember that. I remember that little Nas lyric. Thank you. Appreciate that. Open Up. And NFL season began on his shooting date, ends in Vegas. Yeah, I actually meant to make that point. Thank you for doing that, Gematria Sense. Again, Tupac died in Vegas this year. The Super Bowl. Here again, let's make it real clear, you guys. Super Bowl 58's in Vegas this year, right? And it's the 104th NFL season. And where's the right post? Again, Tupac Amaru Shakur, 58 and 104. You think that I think this year we're going to see the Tupac hologram. They said they were going to do it the other year in LA and they didn't. And they even put it in the media that they were going to do it and then they didn't. So I'm guessing they're saving it for something else. I suspect this year at the Super Bowl we see the Tupac hologram. Tupac Amaru Shakur 58 104. Again, dead 58 months. And think about how short that is, you guys. 58 months after he made it in the money. He only had 58 months to live once he got paid for his music. That's 4.5 years. But again, the other co-founder, his death is perfectly synced with both founders of Interscope, but one of them 104 days after the birthday. 89 days after his own birthday. 89 chapters in the gospel. 187th day, Jimmy Iovine, who's been making all the money with Dre. But yeah, the first album out November 12th. So, and this NFL season, you guys, began September 7th. And that's the day in history Tupac was shot. Again, on Eazy-E's birthday, who died in the big Jesuit ritual the year prior. Eazy-E died on 26/3, like 263, the 56th prime. And he died 201 days after his own birthday, after Ice Cube's Lethal Injection album. And 201's a huge number with the Jesuits, like 56. So, yeah. Yeah, good one, Gematria Sense. And shout out to I did not get a haircut. What I did is I'm at my mom's house. I'm where I was. I'm where I was the day Tupac died. I remember I was out in the front yard. We used to have a basketball hoop in front of the house, and I was playing basketball with the neighbor kids. And my dad came out and he goes, "Hey, you guys hear what happened?" And this is, nobody had this is before. When you heard information, it was because it came through the TV or the radio back then. But we were like, "What? What happened?" He's like, "Tupac died." I was like, "Stop trying to act like you know what you're talking about. Tupac? That's not even how you pronounce his name." But anyway, yeah, we were all like, "Whoa, that's crazy." We knew what he was saying, but man, where does the time go? I can't believe that was 27 years ago. How old would I have been? I was I was 13 and change. But yeah, I'm at mom's house right now. Slept on the couch and didn't even do the hair. So anyway, been traveling all over. I had to get sweet lady into town for something she's got to do. So anyway, thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. And yeah, if you guys forgot this one too, Dr. Dre's 20-year-old son found dead, and they said it was a suicide. And again, it was 187 days after Dre's 43rd birthday. And when Dre put out the Chronic album, it had a lot to do with 43, but notice the word chronic itself is 43. It's also got that 38, that fateful number. Actually, you know what? 43 and 38 are both kind of fateful because killing has 43 and 38 gematria. But anyway, Dre on the map with the Chronic album. Well, really, Dre was on the map with the whole NWA thing, but then as a solo artist, and then that's also the emergence of Snoop Dogg. It was the Chronic. So, but yeah, 187 days after his birthday. You think it was a suicide? And again, the lesson here every day on this channel is why authority should not be, because authority makes the rules and chooses when to enforce them. So the authorities want somebody killed, it'll just be an unsolved mystery. It'll just go down as an unsolved mystery. That's all. All right, hold on. Before we end it though, you know what? Maybe there's somebody out there who has something else to add that I should be talking about right now that I haven't already talked about 1,000 times. But yeah, if you want to call in on topic, and on topic is Tupac's death or other hip hop related deaths, because there's a lot of parallels with other hip hop related deaths. But yeah, if you guys want to phone in, the line is open. It's 509-560-4982. Again, 509-560-4982. And by the way, there will not be a TFR tonight because I do not have the equipment on this computer. I won't be back home in time for TFR, so I got to skip TFR tonight.
Hey, Zach.
What's up, man?
Had a quick one. Did you mention how on June 16th, on Tupac's birthday, the Oakland Athletics and Warriors beat the Celtics to win the title? So just an example of, the rapper's birthday, and he has the Oakland connection, correct?
I know he has the Oakland connection. Yeah, they say he moved to Oakland when he was 17. He also has the Baltimore connection. He's in Baltimore before Oakland. I don't know where Boston would fit in. I know that I'm trying to think of the rapper they killed the year that Boston won the finals. What's the duo, the rapper and the DJ?
For what?
Out of Boston.
I don't know, man. I'm a younger guy.
Yeah, Atachi, man, the songs I hear you playing on your streams, I'm like, God, he's from a different generation. Anyway, go ahead.
Mess with the key? Yeah, well, I don't know how Boston fits in, but I know that, again, it was Oakland Athletics on his birthday playing the Boston team, and it was the Warriors who were from Oakland playing the Boston Celtics.
Okay. Yeah. That is interesting. It was on his birthday.
But yeah, and then Oakland's playing today with a chance to sweep. So that's also interesting.
Gangstar, yeah, the rapper from Gangstars who was killed for the last Celtics finals. So.
Oh, damn, they killed him? Damn. Yeah, 2008. I didn't know you were look back at stuff like that. 2008.
We've gone way back further in time than 2008. So.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was like NBA. Like, it'd be interesting to see 2011, that type of season, because I don't know. Looking back on it, those are the clearest examples it's rigged. You got these guys forgetting how to play basketball and whatnot. But yeah, that's all I had.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you.
604.
Yo, hello.
Hello.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just got a question for you. Do you know a guy named GG33?
Yeah, he's a hack in the community. Rides on my coattails, doesn't give credit, and again in 2016, the only thing he got right was the pick he copied me on with LeBron, and then because he got so embarrassed that he got schooled that year, the way he did it, like the long-nosed type he is, after getting hammered that year, what did he do? He launched a website called Gematria Fraud with my face on it after I put him to shame. So again, he's the reason why a lot of people don't like the long noses. And again, GG33, total clown, you guys. Not anyone to follow.
Yeah, I just saw him on YouTube, and like just the stuff he was talking about, it seemed half legit and half just like.
Yeah, he's a goon. Yeah, just stay away from that guy. Total clown, and he also makes it seem like sports are legitimate, and it's just like a numerology in the air that's making outcomes happen. That's bullshit. So.
Okay. One more question, man. Are you religious?
No. Gary is, though. Gary, GG, who you just called about, who's Gary. He's a Berg.
Yeah.
He goes to the Saturday school, if you know what I mean. So, has a 33 tattooed on his arm. Anyway.
But you believe in God, though, right?
Yeah, I think there's a creator, but I'm not religious.
Okay. No, I mean, I get what you're saying, like with the whole religion thing, but at the same time, when I look at Gematria, I look at all like the people you're talking about and stuff. Like the one thing they hate is religion and like community and family.
They don't hate religion.
That sort of stuff.
They don't hate religion. They promote religion.
I agree with you in some sense, but they hate the family unit and
They definitely hate the
working
family
together.
unit. Yeah, they want to destroy families. They want everyone as an individual. They want nobody united.
Exactly.
Okay. That's the whole game. I was just talking about that openly in Seattle, how they just want everybody as their own island, thinking that they're almighty. That's not the way it is. That's why a small network of people rule over humanity, because they're very organized, this network that rules, but there's not a lot of them. And then the rest of us, we're just all out for ourselves. So
I agree with you. But don't you think like proper religion, if you're actually following any practice, really, like if you're actually following it, if you're going to be opposed to what the system is pushing, right?
Say it again.
If you actually followed like religious practices properly and you're a good person, whatever, you had a family, all that stuff, wouldn't that be going against what the agenda and everyone's pushing?
Well, I mean, religion is so vague, right? I mean, you can talk to 100 different Christians and get 100 different opinions. And again, just to make a point, it's like, if everybody was living by the golden rule, which is a spiritual teaching in pretty much every religion, if it was just about the golden rule, treat other people the way you want to be treated, we'd live in a glorious world. That's why I always say, I mean, you could just cut religion down to essentially a paragraph, and if everybody could just abide by that, we'd be good to go. I mean, the thing is, you start talking to Christians on the street, they'll start ranting against other religions and how wrong they are and how all these people are going to hell. Well, that's the kind of talk that starts wars. So
yep. No, of course, everyone's flawed, you know. Like, you can't just because you're Christian mean like, oh, you're perfect. I just meant like the idea of it. I'm thinking if the idea would make a good person, wouldn't that mean like religion is a good thing if you do it properly?
I think spirituality is a good thing if it's done properly. I don't think religion is. Religion is meant to control people. Again, I'm trying to like break down control systems and get people to see how we're being controlled. Religion is a control structure. So
no, I guess you. But if it's like an individual thing, that's not control. But obviously, I understand like at the highest level, maybe Muslims or Christians, whatever, they're doing that to control you. I understand that. But I don't think if you've just followed the book, you actually followed it to the T, like you would be a good person and you would be against all the stuff you're talking about.
To follow these religions to a T, man, well, I mean, then you could make an argument that slavery should be permitted. I mean, Jesus says, give Caesar what's his, and slaves obey your masters. So, you know, if we're going to go down that road, I guess religion's cool.
Everything, literally. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect, but I know, let's just say like the 10 Commandments. If you follow the 10 Commandments.
Are the 10 Commandments that great, though, really? Are the 10 Commandments really that great?
I'm not saying it's like the best thing on the world, but it's definitely, it would put you on a good path to be like a better person than most people.
Like the 10 Commandments are missing some things, and some of the stuff it's like, I'm not even sure about that. I feel like the golden rule is the one. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. If everyone's just treating other people the way they want to be treated, everyone's treating each other in a nice way. So
I agree with you. But at the same time, man, the world is like it's a sinful world. Like everyone does commit sins. You can't live a life perfectly, even if you're the perfect person.
Sure.
So that's not even like what it's about. Like.
Sure. Okay.
And
all
one
right.
more thing, man. You ever gonna come over to Canada, do some work here?
Can you go into Canada right now without a vaccine? That Jesuit Trudeau's been evil up there, man. Can you go there without a vaccine these days?
I know. We need that fucking help, man. We're living here with Trudeau and shit.
I do like Vancouver, BC. If I can come up there without a vaccine, maybe I will. So I'll look into it.
I think nowadays the vaccine stuff is pretty light. So I'm not sure if you have to look into it. But if you do, for sure, I'd be out there. I'll help you out.
Okay.
Like have like one of those events, like the Seattle ones.
Okay. All right.
There's probably a lot of people in Vancouver, actually.
Yeah. I've seen some good things in Vancouver. All right. Appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, take care.
See you.
Yeah, I'll look into if I can go to Vancouver without a vaccine these days. $443.
Hey, you were talking about the former NBA player that died at the ripe old age of 42.
With 67 games played and a career high of 17.
And he died 42 days till the NBA season starts.
Oh God, yeah, that's a good observation. Magic Johnson's dad died at the end of last
year. Did you know that all the MGM properties have been going through a cyber attack since Sunday? Right now, if you try and call them, they'll go straight to a voicemail telling you they're down and you can't access their websites.
MGM, the casino?
Yeah, and all the affiliates. So there's a shit ton of casinos besides just MGM and throughout other states.
Huh. And they're in the entertainment business too. I didn't know that. I'll look into that.
Yeah, I tried to call the one here in Maryland, MGM National Harbor. It goes straight to a voicemail. It doesn't even ring, saying they're having technical difficulties. They're working on it.
I see.
People are locked out of their rooms, can't get money. ATMs are down all over the casinos.
Huh. I got to look into that. I didn't know that one. I'll look into it.
All right, see you.
All right, thanks. I see that black hand comment. That's what set off World War I. Another Jesuit alias 647.
Fraud.
How am I a fraud?
You're the biggest fraud, Zach. And I can't wait to see you, Zach.
Okay, how's that? Oh, he hung up. How come all of my trolls sound like... Are you guys familiar with the Capitol Hill neighborhood in Seattle or the Castro in San Francisco? It's where all the guys who like getting plugged in their ass hang out. But all of my trolls who call in, they all have that just total fruitcake, vibrato in the voice. It's just, God. Is it a surprise, though? The only people who go against me are people who like getting fucked in the ass. So... 908.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, Zach? How you doing?
Doing all right. What's up?
Nothing. I've just been following you for a while, and, I've always been into math, and I sports gamble, so I'm part of the Patreon. And, the Jets game, that really, if people don't believe after the Jets game with the numbers, that was just crazy.
Did we need the Jets game? I didn't realize we needed any more examples to prove our point, but yeah, I know what you mean. That was super blatant on the 22nd anniversary. And go back a year ago, the New York teams were scoring 21 points last year on the 21st anniversary.
When you put your post up on Twitter about, the checkout Aaron Rodgers, it was like a riddle you put up, So I started really going in, looking for everything. And Aaron Charles Rodgers is 201, East Rutherford's 201, because I'm from Jersey. And it's also 515, and that also had something to do with it. It's really just crazy how, if you look into the numbers, and last night with the Cardinals, that was a big call, Yeah.
The Cardinals looked great yesterday in baseball. They had everything lined up for the Cards yesterday. Dude, A's looked great again. A's have been killing for us lately, man. A's have been building bank accounts. So,
dude, last night, also, the fanboys, Adam Wainwright was pitching for the Cardinals, and he's a huge bum. So that was crazy, So,
veteran, though. Veteran.
It's really hard to talk to a lot of my friends and stuff with this because, after you keep saying 33 so many times, you start sounding, they think you're crazy and stuff. But shit, dude, it's all right there, really. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny it.
The only thing that keeps people from seeing what we're showing them is cognitive dissonance. They just don't want to see it.
Yeah, number 3 with 3 interceptions. When does that happen, dude? And what's his name? Josh Allen. He just was on the cover of Madden this year. So, you know what I'm saying? He signed his deal to get paid big money with them. So he's a sports actor. He'll do whatever they tell him, And Aaron Rodgers, same thing. I knew that in terms of sports gambling, the whole Aaron Rodgers was just a big finesse by the sports books, to get everyone out here to bet the Jets win total, to make the playoffs, all those props, So they cleaned up really good on 9/11. So
Indeed they did.
yep. Yeah. So I mean, I got people who call and say fraud. I mean, I don't know how they could really say that.
They're the frauds. They know that. That's why when I ask them how,
yeah.
they have nothing to go. They just say the same line again and then hang up. It's like, okay, there's more proof.
Honestly, too, one of my favorite nights was when you were out here calling everyone goyim. I don't know if you remember that night.
Oh, I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's like that's one of my favorite words now too. So I just want to say thank you and keep it up, bro. Because people will wake up sooner or later. So. Now,
there's a video that's on YouTube that was published after Thursday Night Football that said I lied. Now, I don't. Were you or what? I did 2 live streams before Thursday Night Football, and in both I gave the same advice. I said it's close, but I said the only bet I would really make is a small play, big parlay on a Lions upset because they have the 35s on their side too. Is that not exactly what I said for that game?
I'm honestly only part of the baseball one, so I have to upgrade to the football.
If somebody in the NFL one can call in and let me know if that's true or false, because I know it's true, and so does everybody else who's on the street, but it's just annoying. That troll will just always put up a video just every week saying I lied. And it's like, okay, the only guy lying is him. The guy's a clown.
Yeah, I mean, weirdos, right? It's like, whatever. But, yeah, I appreciate your work, bro. Keep it up.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. 773.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on? I'm from Chicago. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What's up?
Scotty, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's up with the Tupac folks.
Oh, you got here late, so you missed the presentation part. Okay, for people who got here late, I'm going to redo it for this gentleman right here.
One more question.
Go ahead.
What about the white hats and the black hats?
The what?
The white hats and the black hats.
I don't know about that one.
That's the government. You don't know about that.
Oh, white hats. Oh, yeah. I don't get into all that. You got people saying like Donald Trump's a white hat and all this. Donald Trump sure isn't one. He's another one of these Jesuit pawns. But here, let me make the point about Tupac again. Just the thing that people hate numbers, so just keep it right here. Again, Tupac died on Cesare Borgia's birthday. That's who White Jesus is modeled after. And then after his death, they put out the Machiavelli album, a play on Machiavelli. And the real Machiavelli wrote the book The Prince, based on Cesare Borgia. Again, Tupac died on Cesare Borgia's birthday. And then when Tupac's mom died, her death was announced on the real Machiavelli's birthday, just a couple weeks after Prince died. So, and again, the day that Machiavelli album was put out for Tupac is a very special day that the Jesuit order known as Guy Fawkes Day. And then if you want to rewind the stream, you can see what I showed about the 2 guys who founded Interscope and how perfectly synced Tupac's death is with those 2 founders. So that record label made a lot of money on Tupac, and that record label knows what really happened to Tupac. His demise was their profit.
Jimmy Iovine and all that?
No, the founders of Interscope.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Iovine, yes, and Ted Fields. My bad. Jimmy Iovine and Ted Fields, those 2.
That's good. I'm trying to think of something else to ask you. But how long you gonna be on? I might think of something else and call back.
Well, I just don't know how long I'm going to be on. Depends on how good the calls are. If I have good calls, I'll stay on for a while.
Hey, but the white hats and the black hats, they doing up. So okay. This is the last thing. So is the presidency, is it really the military? They really in control of the country, right?
Yeah. The Jesuits who run this nation are a military order, and they operate by infiltration. Yeah, this is a military nation all the way.
I thought the white hats and the black hats was like the good guys, supposedly. But
there's not enough white hats. Black hats are winning.
So the black hat's the bad guy.
Yeah. Humanity's got to become the white hats. Humanity's got to wake up to who's ruling over us and do something about it. We can't wait for some special people in the government. What I keep trying to teach people is this whole government's so corrupt. And people need to realize that, do they really need an authority to always be telling them what to do? I mean, that's the way our whole lives have been, that we've had this authority telling us what to do. You got to be in this classroom learning about Christopher Columbus. Now you're going to learn about this. And then we get out of school after 13 years of pledging the 13 stripes. We don't know anything about anything. We don't have any skills. So again, we got to get rid of this whole authority system. We need to get back to the way our ancestors were before there were governments and all this nonsense we now live under. But anyway, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you.
That's about community. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Take care. He's got that accent. I couldn't understand how he was saying white hats and black hats at first, but yeah, a lot of people, they like to smoke on the hopium. So they got like, oh, QAnon and Donald Trump about to save us. So sorry, 559. I just tried to pick up, but when I picked up, it hung up. 504. Everybody who's trying to call in right now, you just got to time it just right. It's funny, I just missed like 5 calls, but here we go. 504. Hello.
What's going on, Zach?
I don't know, but since you called in, I decided to go back and look at Master P's daughter for everyone who forgot that one. So.
Wow. Yeah, Master P. Most definitely. Man, what I called you about, I have a few questions. What do you think about using those other ciphers outside of what that is, 4 or 5 main ciphers you use?
The other ciphers matter. No, the other ciphers definitely matter. I mean, if you've read my first book, I go into all the other ciphers. It's just these days I just keep it to 4 because it's easier for people to understand. And I mean, you can reveal a lot with just the 4 base ciphers. But yeah, there is more. There are more ciphers.
Okay. Now, I want to elaborate on that, but I don't want to hold your phone line up. My next thing is September 23rd. Did you hear anything about it?
Yeah, well, every year there's hype that the world's going to end on September 23rd.
Okay, because of the 923 and then all the stuff showing on the.
It is a significant day.
And stuff like that.
Again, it's the 266th day of the year. The Jesuit motto is Sus Hominum Salvators 266. We're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, who's the 266th Pope, and that's why he spoke in Washington, D.C. He spoke in D.C. on September 23rd in 2015.
The Pope's supposed to be going to meet with Emmanuel Macron, the French president, or whatever the hell he is, on that day as well, I think.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. The Jesuits are from France. That's why he's Pope Francis.
Okay. And then they said something about October 4th, too, as well. Something's supposed to go down on October 4th. But I looked at, I want to say, I lost track. But it was a 329 somewhere on there, and I think it was with Macron or whatever, but I don't know the significance of it. That's why I asked you, and you basically answered that for me. Now, can I use those extra ciphers for, like, to figure out with the parlays and stuff with the sports?
In my experience, the especially the dark blue cipher and the base cipher are the best for sports. You can always try and learn more. Sometimes, like if a team's gonna get an all-time win franchise number versus another franchise, the Jewish gematria will give you bigger numbers. So like the team name might, like in the base ciphers, it might equal 50, but then the Jewish cipher, it might equal like 481. And then a team can pick up the 481st win versus that team. So occasionally you'll see things like that with Jewish gematria for the team names. So you can look more at the other ciphers, but I think you'll have your best luck with the base ciphers.
Okay. So who are you based off? I used those extra ciphers for the first game with Colorado, and I got a lot of information out of there using that, and that helped me with my pick actually for the first 2 games of Colorado. Okay. And I don't know the riddle yet, but I kind of see where things are going with Colorado, and according to the numbers, what do you think?
Colorado, are we talking about the Rockies? What Colorado team? Football team? Deion Sanders team?
Deion, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Deion Sanders team. Yeah, Deion's definitely going places. I haven't really been doing much Colorado football decoding. We looked at the first game. I know I pointed out that he has a big game coming up with Oregon on a very interesting date. I think I'm going to decode that game. But yeah, Deion Sanders is 56 years old right now. 56 is so important to Black history. The first Black president elected in the 56th election. The phrase Black Lives Matter is 56. We're talking about Tupac's death and then them putting him out the album, him on the cross on the day, leaving 56 days left in the year. So yeah, Deion being 56 right now.
Buffalo is 65. So yeah.
Yeah, but
Colorado Buffs is 56. So, and I think Deion, and then at 88 stood out to me too, because Deion, just the name Deion is 88. And then I thought about the 808 hip hop thing you was talking about. I remember you talked about that, the 808 being invented in Japan, and then something else with Hawaii in 88 too. I can't remember, but it was something about that 88 you pointed out that was interesting to me.
yeah, the hip hop drum machine and then the 808 area code for Hawaii being made on August 8th. So
yeah, that stood out to me too during that time. Now, can those things carry over into the whole season or to like a certain situation?
Absolutely. Here, just to make a point, since you brought up Maui, so again, the star quarterback in the NFL that's from Hawaii is Tua, and his little brother's playing in Maryland right now, which is also interesting. And you might have saw in their game there were 58 points in this year's Super Bowl 58. But that Tua's name in gematria equals 206, and the fire was 206 days from his birthday. And then it just so happened that the Dolphins began the year on the road with 206 road franchise wins before they went into LA and won. So again, yeah, you follow the patterns, news and sports. It's all connected.
And Tua, just the name by itself, Tua is 42, so that's something to think about as well.
Sure.
In 83, like football 83, isn't Walter Camp 83 or something like that? Or not?
Yeah, indeed.
Oh. Okay. Well, I was just calling, ask you a few questions about that. I'm gonna let you carry on. So I enjoy your work, man. I really do.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And those Saints, you gotta love the Saints. Dennis Allen got his 16th win over the 16th state with 16 points. We love the Saints this past weekend. And again, he was from the 504 that caller, which is New Orleans, and that's where Master P and No Limit Records are, and Cash Money Records. And again, Master P's daughter, dead at 29. We know the word black is 29. Remember, just back in the news, the beating of the 29-year-old black man in Memphis by the 5 black cops. It's black on black crime, but this time the police are involved. Anyway, when his daughter died at 29, it was 29 days after Master P's birthday. And Master P's gematria 29. And again, that's why there's the song out there, Gematria, the killing name. It's why there's the song out there, Murder by Numbers. You can pretty much solve every entertainment death mystery with gematria. 252.
Yeah, Jack, I'm only going to take like 5 seconds.
You know, you can take as long as you want. You can take as long as you want. You guys, right now, this is the #1 ranked gematria decoder in the world right here on the phone. How old are you?
I'm only 19, man.
19. There it is. 19 years old, and he's already #1 in the world. He's like, he's the Coco Gauff of gematria, except for it's legitimate.
Yeah, I'm glad you recognize that, bro. I appreciate it. But I just had to call in. I know you just said Tua's little brother. I didn't even know he had a little brother that plays for Maryland. I had to look that up immediately. And I go look at that, and I literally have done this whole big piece on how the Dolphins and Maryland have this connection through Don Shula getting his first head coaching job for the Baltimore Colts in 63. And my thing with that is, Tua's little brother was born on the 58th day of the year. He was born on February 26th, but it's a leap year.
I see.
So it's the 58th day of the year.
I see. Was he born in 96? Wait. No, he wouldn't have been born in 96. Well, we're usually born like 2000?
Yeah. 2000, yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I'm looking. I've seen he going to Alabama. That'll make a lot of sense. He went to Alabama. But so the Dolphins just opened up their 58th season, like I keep talking about. They just opened up their 58th season. His little brother born on the 58th day of the year, and Don Shula got the connection with Baltimore through 58. I don't know if you've ever documented any 63 with Miami, but there's a lot of 63. There's a big 63 piece. I'm not going to really go that deep into it, but there is a big 63 piece with Don Shula connecting him to Baltimore, because like I said, he got his first head coaching job with Baltimore
in 63 and ended up dying in 2020, 63 days after Tua's birthday. And not only that, but they won the championship in the 63rd NFL season. And I was just pointing out how it's so big with these numbers, with these cities, and Miami FL 63 in the most simple cipher. So that's why I'm uncovering this whole 63 thing with the Dolphins and Don Shula and them opening up their 58th season, and just it's all just. I just had to point that out, that he was born on the 58th day of the year, just bringing in more Maryland thing. And then he went to Alabama. They just had the 58-point game with the ritual with Nick Saban. And it's very interesting how I'm connecting these two teams opening up their 58th season.
Yeah, keep looking into it. I'm sure there is something there. Again, we got to think about how Messi the Messiah went to Miami this year at the time that Miami was in the finals. And again, he went there at age 36. You're talking about 63. The reflection we know in gematria, Miami equals 36. They just won their first game of the year with 36 points in LA. And you know what? I before next week's live stream on football, I will look more into Messi the Messiah, because let's not forget when LA won the Super Bowl on 213 and the 213 area code. It was perfectly synced with David Beckham, who used to play for the LA, soccer team, the other football team. So, Messi the Messiah.
Right. And then talking about football and soccer, and yeah, exactly. And can't forget that Messi has the same birthday as Freemasonry, the Miami collapse that happened that year.
Mm-hmm.
He has that birthday, June 24th. Yeah, and so when Jimmy Butler, remember when he advanced over Boston, right? He got his 58th playoff win in that game when he went to the finals. His 58th playoff game. Nick Saban, his name, he has a 58 encoded in his name, Nicholas Lou Saban, 58. He had the 58 ritual with the 58 points, 52 days for his birthday, Dolphins 52. But the next day, and then that was on September 9th, right? 9/9 on California's birthday. But yeah, it was on September 9th. The next day, Tua became 9-9 against the Chargers. San Diego Chargers 99, Miami 99, and the extended gematria. Don't forget, Don Shula died at age 90, like I just talked about, synced up with Tua 63 days after his birthday. They had Nick Saban stay on 281 all-time wins. Dolphins is 281 in Jewish gematria. And this next week coming up.
Well, 281, hold on. 281 is the 60th prime number, too. And you're talking about 1963, which was 60 years ago. So there's probably something to that.
Yeah, there probably is. Yeah, there probably. Okay, so there. I'll try to uncover this 60 piece, because the thing is, the Dolphins had so it's just okay. So 4. There's a big. I'm not even gonna go to that. Anyways, I'll get to that 60 for you. I'll bring it up next.
Here. Remember, sports and news and history go together. There's a lot of. Remember, you just had that. Okay. We just had the assassination in. Was it Ecuador? I think it was Ecuador. And the guy was born in 63 and he got assassinated 63 days from his birthday. And again, he got assassinated on the day leaving 144 days left in the year. Like JFK was killed in 63, 144 days from meeting with the Pope. And then his brother died at 1:44 in the morning. And then all the 144s with the upcoming election and it being 144 days after Trump's birthday. So there could be a storyline that has not unfolded yet that's going to unfold that'll really bring all this stuff together. And then we'll be going, oh, no wonder they're talking about 1963 so much. I see what they're doing here. Maybe go back and look at what was going on in pro football in 63. That was before the leagues merged and before the Super Bowl era. So.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, they're definitely. And I was just telling my friend that he kept bringing up everything about the news, and I kept going back to sports. He was like, "I keep talking about the NFL." I was like, "Man, because they foreshadowed the news through the sports, and they foreshadowed the sports through the news. It's all just one big thing."
Will you show your friends you went 10-1 in the NFL in week 1? How'd they react to that?
He doesn't want to bet. He doesn't want to gamble. He's too scared to gamble.
Yeah.
Even with my picks, he still doesn't want to gamble.
Well, you keep doing it, then he might change his mind, or at least he'll realize that you're definitely on point. So.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does recognize that. He's really energetic. He's the one who that's the same friend that even introduced me to your channel. He had never been on as big as I am on it, but me and him talk about it a lot every day, just going over it, because I mean it is
This stuff never fails to fascinate me, man. I mean, if I didn't know gematria and you came up to me and said, "Hey, they're killing people, leaving hints through the calendar, certain days," or just if you just told me any pieces of this without telling me gematria, I'd be stuck just on that itself.
Indeed. Well, keep up the great work. Appreciate the call.
Yep. All right.
All right.
I'll be in the next sports stream.
All right. Take care, man.
Yep.
Okie dokie. 407.
Take care, man.
Hello.
Hello.
What it do, Mr. Zach? How's everything?
It's going all right.
Hey, so quick question, brother. Are we not looking at Baltimore to try and win this Super Bowl?
Well, again, there's been a lot of clues for Baltimore. I mean, I'm not. This wasn't supposed to be a football live stream, but
yeah, because I'm looking at Lamar right now, and especially John Harbaugh on the day that he even plays. If you look at like the time, like if you type in, John Harbaugh, he played. You see 211 in his name.
yeah, his name is 211 and 58, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So I'm looking at them. I look at Lamar because that 8 for me has been just floating around.
Texans just became 2-11 versus the Ravens all time losing.
Yes, sir. And I'm thinking that it's just a little bit of a funniness going around, and I think people are probably underplaying the whole Lamar and Baltimore with Zay Flowers. If you look at Zay Flowers, his birthday September 11th.
Jesuit educated. He's a Jesuit.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, man, I just want to say, man, awesome channel. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, I'll be up from here.
All right. Appreciate it. Later. You know what's sad, you guys? I can drive across the country and pound pavement in every city and speak out about 9/11, all the stuff going on. Or I can just promote that we're streaming sports gambling, and just way more people will come in for that reason. It's just like, oh man, people don't care about the right things. Money, man. Money just. Are we trolling? You got to do better. You got to do better. What, are you trying to pull out your butt plug? We don't want to hear that, man. That's gross. Oh my God. But yeah, it's just, money, man. People just want money. Gonna change the world. $480.
Hey, did you see Yahoo News put out an article today that the Mexican Congress is looking at, quote, alien corpses, end quote.
Yeah, they always just anything but the truth, man. Just got to keep the masses constantly distracted. That's the latest water cooler talk. So.
Yeah, just wanted to see if you had looked into it at all. Thanks.
I didn't even know about it, but I will look into it. All right. The calls are about everything but Tupac. People are like, man, Tupac happened 27 years ago. 909.
Hi, Dak. I'm calling from California.
Yeah.
Shocked that you picked up. I'm very new to your channel. I'm very new to gematria, and since I live in California, they have local horse racing out here, and I was wondering if that too is also, or is everything rigged, or
I'm not sure about local horse racing. I know the big races are. I'm not sure about local. That's something I'd have to put more attention to, and I just haven't done that.
Okay, because basically in California, I was looking up, but we can't bet on football games, baseball games, and the only thing we really have out here is the local horse races.
There's no better way to find out than to put the knowledge to the test and see if you can observe anything. It's a possibility that it is. Maybe not every race. Maybe some races are. Maybe ones that have more money on them, bigger events. So, but I do not have a definitive answer on that, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep listening and keep learning and get your book. But thank you for all your hard work. And, hopefully you can come out to California. And
I'll be back. I'll definitely be back. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Shout out to John Mendoza. Thank you again, Carl. And Royal Gush, thank you as well. Appreciate your work, Zach. Just know that your work is doing numbers. The message is getting out. I appreciate that. We just got to get it out way bigger, way faster. Because things are going bad very quickly.
Hello?
510.
Yeah, I have this one isn't Tupac related, but it's music related. I was listening to the album Another Green World by Brian Eno, and I realized the name was, So I realized the track list, and there's a bunch of gematria here. So there's a song called Over Fire Island on the album, Another Green World. So just the title, there's some coincidence. And the next track talks about burning islands and stuff. But Another Green World in reverse Pythagorean is 86. Over Fire Island, that also equals 86. And then in Pythagorean, so you have it match there, which is interesting. Pythagorean gematria, the artist name Brian Eno equals to 42, and that track name Over Fire Island equals 276. So a lot of very significant numbers there. And again, with the green world, the heart chakra thing, like you mentioned with the Moana, which I didn't even know about. But yeah.
Okay, interesting. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. 517. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah, you're on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the one that met you in Los Angeles when you came over here and protested, right by the Staples Center a few months ago, anti-Masonic, and that's my YouTube channel. Yeah, I just want to say that, I just appreciate the work that you're doing, the coding, all of this stuff there. But what I think in reference to 9/11, the 9/11 video that you put up, I think a day ago, I truly believe that the terrorist nuke Illuminati card was played by somebody, which caused the towers to fall. So, we don't even know who's playing these cards. We don't know if it's Donald Trump or if it's, one of our former presidents or Rudy Giuliani. We have no idea who the Illuminati is, but I think somebody is playing these Illuminati cards, causing these events to happen. So, what is your take on that?
I completely agree. So,
yeah, because if you Google search terrorist nuke or Pentagon.
Oh, I'm very aware of the Illuminati card deck. I've been talking about that forever.
Oh, yeah.
For anybody who's not aware of the Illuminati card deck, yeah, do a Google. If you do not know what the Illuminati card deck is, look into it. A lot of the cards have become history. So,
exactly. So, hopefully one of these days it'll be revealed to the masses who's playing these cards. But I don't know, maybe that day will never come. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for all your hard work, Zach, though. Appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Carl says that we got to start the Gematria newspaper. I like the idea. Thank you again, Carl. 310.
What's up, Zach? How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Man, a long time listener. I think the first time I actually caught you was at the THC podcast 2 years back.
Oh, the THC podcast?
Oh, the higher side.
Yeah, that guy does the best intros. I don't think he's invited me back though since then. I'd like to go back on there.
Yeah, man. Been never called in, but following you. But on the Tupac topic, so he got I guess his mom pulled the plug today, years ago. But something about Suge right after he all that controversy, he actually booked a flight to Bahamas. He was invited by Chris Blackwell, the founder of Island Records, a British Jamaican with high resources, high power, and he's planning to move his whole. He moved his whole studio and death row to the Bahamas at his Chris Blackwell studio called Compass Point, and I guess he was helping him manage his money out of the country into European banks. And it's kind of interesting because the whole Assad Shakur connection to Cuba and the Caribbean, and who knows what, stuff happens. But Chris Blackwell was a powerful person to help out Suge, and David Kenner, who was Suge Knight's lawyer and pretty scumbag lawyer at that, told Suge to come back to the States because he needed to finish up some stuff for his case. And ever since then, he's been locked up. And he got out like a couple years ago, but, he got that case again, running people over. But I just thought that's a little interesting there.
That is interesting. Suga's 58 years old right now, and they say he narrowly escaped death in the car with Tupac. So,
right. I mean, but there's very little on the internet about that. But there is actual YouTubes of producers who were sent out there with death row, and it's an honest thing that actually happened.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Also, there's I'm not sure if you're familiar with this guy by the name of, he goes by Mark from Anaheim, but his name's actually Mark Brown. I forget his last name, but he was an ex-LAPD ex-Marine. But this guy, he's been on radio shows, national Carl Nelson shows, like spontaneously. But he's been on this since the 90s. And he was always talking about, even before the LA riots in 92, he was telling people that it was going to happen. It was planned. And he's always been spot on. He's never lying. And even he mentioned a few times how they asked, because they have callers asking, and they asked him about the Tupac situation maybe a year or two ago, and his response was, Pac never had a funeral. You know what I mean? But he's like, if I'm ever lying, tell me that I'm lying. You know what I mean? I'm up for discussion, and no one's ever claimed anything. This guy's pretty legit. But yeah, there's that as well.
Interesting. Okay, appreciate that information. I'll have to look more into it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
I'm in LA.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
All right, bro.
Thanks.
All right, for sure.
604.
Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
I just have a few questions for you, bro.
Okay.
One thing I forgot to ask you last time. Do you think flat Earth is real, or is it just a psyop?
The flat Earth has never made sense to me. I've been to the beach. I watched that thing set behind the horizon.
So you think it's a psyop?
I've always thought it was a psyop, indeed.
Okay. And so does gematria and the Masons and stuff, they have a connection, right? Like a clear connection between them?
Modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. Yeah. Again, for people who need the history, the Jesuits are a Catholic Jewish alliance which came out of the Protestant Reformation led by Martin Luther. And after the Jesuits, you got the calendar we're on, you got the language as it is, you got the heliocentric model, and you just have history unfolding by the code with everything tucking in so nicely. Anyway, go ahead. You got more questions.
Exactly. That's where I was going to get to, the heliocentric model. Didn't that come in at the period of time when they're setting up the groundwork for all the gematria and all the Masonic things? Wouldn't that kind of make it seem like the flat Earth is actually a real concept?
No.
Because the globe Earth concept, at least.
No, to me, it doesn't make it seem like the flat Earth is real. That's when the Catholic Church conceded that the Earth wasn't flat anymore. That's when they conceded that the Earth wasn't at the center of the universe. The Catholic Church conceded the Earth wasn't at the center of the universe anymore, and it was the sun. I mean, that's essentially what the argument was over. But again, I mean, the point is,
but there's the opposed opposition type of thing. They'll play both sides.
Sure, but I mean, you can't explain any of the phenomenon that we see in the skies from a flat Earth. So Appreciate it, man. Thank you. He already called back in. We're not turning this into a flat Earth video. God. 240. 240.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Zach.
You're on. You're on 240.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. Hey, I just want to say I appreciate the work you do. I've been watching football and sports playing my entire life, and I can't stand it anymore. I thank you for that.
You're welcome. Isn't it better seeing through it? Because then you're not wasting your days and being all invested in this bullshit.
Absolutely. It makes me ill, and I feel foolish that I did enjoy playing the sports as a kid. Now that I see how the world's run, but I've been trying to get a hold of you to watch something. You got these people talking about flat Earth. I've been awake for a while. I've found where we are, and I want you to watch it. I will send you money for one of your street things if you watch this, because you need to know this. It's a channel. It's been deleted from YouTube. It's called God, GODGEVLAMSTE. If you watch it from beginning to end, you'll understand a lot of things that, and it'll answer a lot of questions that you have about this world.
Okay.
I assure you.
You gotta say the channel name slower. God, I got the God part at the beginning.
GODGEVLAMSTE.
Okay.
Everyone watching, I'm telling you, take the time to watch this, and then
Okay.
you'll be awakened in a way. I'm like you. I tell people I know they don't want to hear it. I can prove so many things, like they can't wake up.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'll check it out. I appreciate it.
But I'll be watching you. If you let me know that you saw that and you understand what I'm trying to tell you, I'll contact you and I will send you money for watching that, because I want you to know about that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. You have a good one.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Keep it.
Oh, God. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Keep it in Capitol Hill. No caller ID.
Hey, Zach. Hello?
Okay. What's the funny you want to pull on us? Come on, make us laugh.
Why you get Super Bowl pick wrong, you fucking idiot?
I can't understand what you're saying. Do you want to try again? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh boy. I don't think there's enough good callers in the world. 310.
Hey, how you doing, Zach? Big fan here. I'm not here to troll, but that's some dumb shit they're doing. Hey, real fast, I was just gonna say, with the whole Tupac perspective, right? And what you're talking about with the topic, if as a fan growing up watching him, dude, that was all fake, obviously, because there's no cameras allowed in the courtroom, dude. So every time he was they were showing footage of this whole Tupac defending himself and all this shit. Notice how he looks to the camera and poses with the lawyer, bro. You can't make this shit up. It's fucking bullshit, bro. That's not allowed. You can't have a camera in the fucking courtroom. That's why I understood what you said it's rigged. Look at the O.J. Simpson trial, bro. That whole thing was televised worldwide, bro. I was out of the country and they're showing footage of that trial. You know what I mean? But we all knew what that was with O.J. You know, it's just straight sacrifice right in our face, you know. But I just want to get, that's all. And then I just wanted to get one more thing out. Real quick with the Jets, this fucker Salah is the first Muslim, and you guys probably went over this already.
I've been talking about how he's the first Muslim coach. It's just like, it's just such mockery. I mean, it's just.
Exactly. And then look, that motherfucker was in the building. Oh, he survived. And you get the fuck out of here. And I'm going to tell the truth, bro. Shame the devil. I'm going to tell the truth. I bet on the Jets. Then I hedged as soon as this asshole Rodgers got hurt. I took the Bills. And then I lost, obviously. But Jets were always meant to win that game on 9/11, especially with Salah playing.
And Roger, that's what I kept saying about Rodgers. His ritual was so perfect to win because he became 11-1 at home as a starter on Monday Night Football on the day leaving 111 days left in the year when New York equals 111, and it's September 11th of all days. It did look like there was quite a few things there for the Bills, but it's like, really, that seems like the narrative for what they got going with Rodgers.
That was the right side, dude.
And that's what goes down in the record books. Even though he hardly played in the game, he gets credited with the win because he started. So he goes down 11-1, and that's probably the way his career will end.
Exactly. And then we saw the Zach Wilson connection with Tom Brady's 83, not necessarily Aaron Rodgers' 83, because, it was, and it goes back to your brilliant breakdown about when Drew Bledsoe went down behind the Jets and, Brady became the 9/11 quarterback. That was a brilliant breakdown you said about that. And what it was.
I'm going to die if they try to bring back Tom Brady as the Jets quarterback. So.
Oh, I know, exactly. No, but yeah, that's real though, dude. But what I was saying is they replaced an 83 motherfucker with another 83 motherfucker. You know what I mean? A motherfucker born in 1983.
Well, look, but they're born 22 years apart too, right? Brady was born 22 years before Zach Wilson. And then
exactly.
Robert Saleh was 22 years old when 9/11 happened.
Absolutely.
The guy who returned the punt.
Man, to take the jet.
The guy who returned the punt's 22 years old. 22nd anniversary of 9/11.
Exactly, yeah. But that was the main thing. So honestly, to take the theory, if the theory does play out, it's like, nah, dude, Zach Wilson should be the franchise quarterback of the Jets because that's exactly how Tom Brady became the quarterback the exact same way, dude. And the thing is with the whole Testaverde getting hurt in the first game in 1999. The first game of the year, just like this fool Aaron Rodgers, in the year of the fucking rabbit, too, 1999. And we are here in the year of the rabbit, 1999. Or, excuse me, 2023 year of the rabbit, where his brother, Patrick Mahomes, wins the Super Bowl in the year of the rabbit, the 95 kid, right? But more than anything, they're both pigs, though, born in the year of the pig, both Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes. And to me, they kind of bookended this shit, dude. Like, he might be out for the rest of his career now. He might ended his career on a 9/11 ritual, and it kind of makes sense that way, simply because in 1999, yes, Testaverde blew his fucking Achilles the same. You can't make this up. You just can't make this up, buddy. But yeah, I won't take no more of your time.
Wait. Wait, hold on. Vinny Testaverde blew his Achilles on the same hash mark as Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I don't know if it was the same hash mark. I know it was the first game of the year, just like Rodgers. He got hurt.
Okay, so that's the parallel. See, because the thing is, there's a big history with Aaron Rodgers and Alex Smith. For people who forget, they were the top two quarterbacks taken in the 2005 draft, and Aaron Rodgers thought he was going to go number 1 overall because he's I mean, it didn't make any sense why he didn't go number 1 overall. You're the fourth. Okay, it's like, here's the guy who's from our town, who's a huge star at Cal. Oh, let's take the Utah product. And then the joke of the NFL, which is literally these leagues are really meant to fuck with the fans and piss them off. Just like why home teams had a dog shit record to start the season, that home teams were 5-10 going into Monday Night Football.
Exactly, bro.
And then the Jets, even though the Jets won, the fans still feel like shit because they feel like it's not their year now that Rodgers is done. I mean,
of course. I mean, and me and my friends, we've been tracking this, Zach, to where it's like on 9/11. That Aaron Rodgers always has a fucking bad game. Even when he was with the Packers, he'd always lose on 9/11, dude. And then one of the ones that he lost, he threw for 133 fucking yards. And then in the halftime score in that game of the Jets, it's 133 again, and then he's out with an Achilles injury. I don't know what the 133 means, but that shit
football.
Is like, man,
football equals 133.
Like last year or the year before.
Football equals 133. Football equals 133.
Okay, then. All right.
But the thing about Alex Smith, so Aaron Rodgers goes out in a tribute paying or goes out paying tribute to history with Vinny Testaverde, another big Jets quarterback. When Alex Smith got injured, he got injured 33 years to the day of
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oh God, why can't I think of his name right now? But the quarterback for the Redskins, and he got hurt on the same hash mark 33 years to the day. And then Rodgers is doing the big third. Joe Theismann, yeah.
Brilliant breakdown. That was a brilliant breakdown because it was like and then here's what I've accepted about this shit, Zach. They're fucking voodoo dolls, bro. They're poking pins at a voodoo doll on the field.
Sometimes I wonder
because Joe Theismann broke his leg. He broke his leg just like you said when Alex Smith broke his leg on the same, like I said, anniversary when he broke it. And then they did the voodoo shit to Aaron Rodgers. They said, I can't confirm this, but that fucking Vinny Testaverde was at the game when Rodgers fucked up his Achilles.
Just like Theismann was at the game when Alex Smith got hurt, and then they interviewed Theismann,
Exactly.
and Theismann said, he said, the other thing that's funny about this, Theismann said the other thing that's funny about this is he goes, I have a nephew also named Alex Smith. It's like, what? What is going on?
Wow, bro. Oh, wow, bro. That is some evil shit, Zach. Like, but like I said, it's like, I got to give you a lot of credit. Me and my friends, we really do our homework, like intentionally trying to just stay away to come back and be like, okay, we are on point because Zach is kind of like saying what we're saying here. So we kind of do, we've done our homework. But yeah, dude, we use a lot of your research as reference points, dude. And that Aaron Rodgers shit was easy, but Testaverde fucking off his Achilles in the year 99. And that's a trademark about the year of the rabbit, dude, is that in the year 1999, that's when fucking he tore his Achilles, and here we are in 2023, the year of the rabbit. He tore his Achilles, but it also marks when Aaron Rodgers got his first Super Bowl in 2011, year of the rabbit. So it really could be the conclusion of Aaron Rodgers ending his fucking career on the year of the rabbit, dude. You know what I mean? Completely, like just it's done.
I think it's probably done.
You know?
I think it's probably done, unless it's like the guy who came on ESPN yesterday and said, if the Jets made it into the playoffs, there's a chance Rodgers could play for him again this year. I was like, we'll have to keep that one in mind.
Dude, but it's just a final statement of 83. And one more thing, because everything is about 1983. And then like we broke down how basically like when Leo Messi won that won the World Cup, it was a prelude because the Aaron Rodgers, once again, your research, he had the Leo tattoo on his fucking arm. And so of course Leo Messi wins the fucking World Cup. Of course, dude. It was a prelude to the Lion, which is Leo, beat Aaron Rodgers, and then that's why Patrick Mahomes had to take his medicine week 1 from the Lion. Everybody's getting it from the fucking Lion, bro. Everyone's taking the medicine, from the Lion. And then that reference point about Michael Jackson, Motown, the 25th anniversary, 201 days later, they released the Thriller video. And that's when that fucking Aaron Rodgers is born, bro. Like 201 days later after the Michael Jackson day. So, of course, he's born December 2nd. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. So if we don't know nothing else, me and my homies, bro, we broke down the Aaron Rodgers birthday to a point where it's like, it's finally, that's it. Now, I think we've seen enough. He's been a distraction. We're thinking he's going to win the Super Bowl the last couple of years. We were wrong. But nah, look at this fool. All this distraction was to build up to the Jets thing. So the Brett Favre thing, he was hurt when he was with the Jets. He concealed it from them. So there's always an injury curse with these Jets, bro. And, that's all I've got. It was so informed. I'm still in denial that this fucker is knocked out. That's how big of fans we are. We're still in denial Aaron Rodgers is gone. That's how much we were in the poison. We're drinking the Kool-Aid. So.
Yeah.
So thank you, Zach, for hearing me out, bud. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. Appreciate the call. Take care.
You got it, buddy. All right. You got it, buddy. Thanks.
Later. Hey, before you go, 615, somebody left a comment about, again, Kobe died at age 41 while traveling from Catholic Mass on the Pope's 41st day of his age. But if you guys didn't know this, Tupac's last interview was August 24th, 96, what's now Kobe Bryant Day, 8/24. And that was at the same time Kobe was coming in the league. And there's a lot of parallels between both deaths. But go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I just wanted to know why you can talk about the Vatican and heliocentrism. Heliocentrism plays into the puzzle, right?
Heliocentrism, 201, like the Jesuit order.
Well, exactly. But then what I'm wondering is how can you see that and then still say flat Earth is a psyop?
Because that doesn't make the Earth flat. Why are you guys so hell-bent on the flat Earth? Why is it so important to you what shape the Earth is?
Well, why is it so important? That's the thing is you bring up flat Earth and people panic because they're indoctrinated into a globe and they get cognitive dissonance. You look at the horizon, it's flat. And then...
Okay, so where does the sun go when it sets? Like if the Earth is flat and the sun is above the flat Earth, we should all be able to see the sun at all times from any point on Earth.
Because there's cycles to it. This is already...
Okay, here's what I want you to do then. I want you to just go on your kitchen table and draw a flat Earth, make the map however you want it, and then like put on the end of a stick, put an orange ball and call that the sun, and just keep dragging it in circles over the flat Earth and figure out like at what point it would set behind the horizon like it does on Earth every single day, directly west of us, just like how it rises directly east of us every day. And we all see it pretty much no matter what where you are on the Earth, the sun looks like it's rising and setting at the same point because of how far away it is. And it kind of shows that it's the spherical model and we're all going around it. So anyway, again, you cannot make sense of the flat Earth. I got to move on though. I don't know what's with you guys in the flat Earthers. I hate the flat Earth. 951.
Hey, finally. So
Yeah, what's up?
Quick, I had a weird connection that I had thought of when Rodgers got hurt. I thought of week 1 back in 2008 when Tom Brady went down to Kansas City. And it was ironically, because I was like, wait, so Rodgers and Favre have like this whole, synchronicity with their career. I was all like, when was the first day that Favre started for the Jets? It was the same day that Brady got injured. September 7th, 2008.
Huh.
Which was like, I think it was 15 years, 4 days, or 180 weeks. I thought maybe you'd be able to look into it more. I just thought it was weird.
Okay, I'll have to look more at that angle. So
that's it.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah. Oh. $520.
Hey, Zach. I just got something on Maui that I've kind of just noticed. So, like, have you heard Doja Cat?
I know that that's a singer, but I couldn't tell you what her voice sounds like or any of her songs.
Okay, so she's got like a real like demonic vibe going on right now, and like over like her video, an album coming out this month, and the album called Attention and Paint the Town Red. And that song was released 4 days before the Maui fires, and it's the 4th song of the album. And go on her Instagram, her first post that's there, it's just the letter 4, and 4 is the kill number. So I don't know if like all this is connected. I don't know. It's just
I'll have to look if she has an angle. So it's a big web, but
yeah, just the Paint the Town Red. What kind of
Beyonce just put out something with 4 as well, 4.0 or something.
What was that?
Beyonce just put out something with 4 in the title.
I'm not sure. I just see Doja Cat because it's the like song that's being pushed right now, like through like TikTok, and if I open Spotify, that's the song that plays. Like when I just shuffle, like the song's not even good. Like,
Okay, I'll have to look more into it, but yeah,
Paint the Town Red.
Could be. Appreciate it. Thank
That's what
you.
they did 4 days before the fires. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you. What's up, Joey?
Yo, flashback to Thursday, the opening game of the season. And Brian.
Hey, Joey, I have to run away. I'm going to be listening to you from a distance. I have to run and do something, but you got the floor until I come back. Go ahead. They'll hear you.
All right, cool. So on Thursday Night Football, the Lions Chiefs, Brian Branch of the Lions, he got the pick 6. And he gets the pick 6 320 days after his birthday. And of course, Roman Catholic Church equals 320. And also Roman Catholic Church equals 104, like it was the opening game of the 104th season. But Roman Catholic Church also equals 94. And it's the Lions' 94th season. So just how perfect 320 days after his birthday, he gets the pick 6. And of course, George Floyd killed in front of police cruiser 320 and that whole thing. But that's the one point I wanted to make. And I guess because I'm kind of drawing a blank, I'll just do a little pick tonight for Major League Baseball that I like. The Reds are playing the Tigers, and I do realize the Reds can fall to, it's either 33 and 39 or 39 and 33 on the road, and Tigers does equal 33 and 39. But I'm
special pairing words like masonry and secrecy and federal, they're all 33 and 39. Yeah, I noticed that too looking at this morning's games. There's a 38 special in Colorado.
No doubt, no doubt. But what I really like about this Reds game is that it's 200. Today's 277 days after Joe Burrow's birthday, the Cincinnati quarterback who was a Tiger in college. The Reds are playing the Tigers. And now Joe Burrow's a Bengal Tiger. So how perfect would it be if the Reds pick up their 76th win 277 days after Joe Burrow's birthday, when Tiger equals 76 and 59? And, oh yeah, the other thing I loved about this game was that if the Reds win, there's going to be a prime number in the loss column for both teams. The Reds would stay on 71 losses. 71 is the 20th prime. The Tigers would get their 79th loss, and 79 is the 22nd prime. And if you add up 22, like the 22nd prime, plus 20, like 20, the 20th prime, 22 plus 20 is 42 on the 42nd meridian. So you have a big 42, 76, 59 coming together here. And there's more, but I like the Reds tonight. And thanks for taking my call, Zach, and letting me go on a little bit. But that's all I got for now, man. And peace.
All right, later. Okay, maybe we'll get a call about Tupac today. 562.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, hey, man. How are you? This is informational on YouTube. I'm always here supporting, and I'm in the Patreon as well.
Thank you.
I'm a young truth seeker myself, and I also wanted to give a shout out to that guy that always calls in that went 10 for 1 this past weekend. If he can make an account, because he's crazy with the numbers as well. But I wanted to talk about the Jets game really quick, and then also the Saints narrative as well. I know you mentioned the Saints a little bit earlier today with Dennis Allen. But starting off with the Jets game with Zach Wilson, I thought it was pretty hilarious. They showed 14 and 41 throughout the whole damn game. I mean, even with Aaron Rodgers going down for 4 plays into his first drive. Number 14, Diggs, scoring the first touchdown of the game. That was easy lock. Zach Wilson ending the game with exactly 140 yards. Zach Wilson equals 140. His last drive of the game was exactly a 41-yard drive, and they decided to go on a 4th and 1 to end the game as well. There was a total of 4-1 total turnovers in that game as well. The guy that took the game-winning touchdown return, Gibson, he's number 82. Gibson equals 82 and 28. I thought that was pretty funny also. Also, his Zach Wilson's stats, exactly, he was 14 for 21 on passes, exactly a 66.666 completion percentage, and his QBR was 22.6. They also won with 22 points, so it's crazy how deep they go into this. His longest pass was also a 24-yard pass. But regarding the Saints, I know we mentioned it on a stream a couple streams ago regarding the first game ever played in Allegiant Stadium, where the Super Bowl is this year. The Raiders played the Saints. The end score was 24-34, which is 58, Super Bowl 58 this year. The records after that game, the Raiders were 2-0 and Saints was 1-1. Like this year's Super Bowl date, February 11th. Also, last time they played, and they're not playing again at all this year, but the last time they played was on September 30th. 2022 last year, and Saints won 24-0. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then also week 1, I do kind of like Saints Ravens. It's one of the narratives I kind of like. Their total scores, both the Ravens and Saints, was 41. And the teams they played, the Texans and Titans, their totals ended 24. And Titans and Texans pretty much have a perfect cipher in all 4 ciphers, except one of them, they're reversed. So I thought that was pretty interesting, 24 and 41. And then the only game that equaled 58 in week 1 was the Green Bay game. Green Bay scored 38 points. Also, I like the Jets game totaled to 38 points. So I don't know. I don't know how serious those are, but I think it's just some interesting thoughts finishing week 1. I wanted to see what maybe you thought.
Yeah, indeed. Good observations. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, man.
All right.
You're doing the work.
All right. Later.
Appreciate it.
By the way, Mike Williams, they reported him dead, and then they said he wasn't dead, and then they reported him dead a week after they said he died, right after the Bills go down in prime time. And he ended up dying with the new date of death. Or the Mike Williams who's in the league right now, his birthday is 10-4, like it's the 104th season. The Mike Williams who just died 104 months after his last NFL game. But he died, this Mike Williams, here, he's born in 87. Oops. The Mike Williams, born in 87, died 117 days after his birthday. He finished his career at the Buffalo Bills. He's from Buffalo. Last year, I was actually in Buffalo after the top shooting, educating about how significant it was that the shooting was 117 days before the Bills opened the season. Remember, in gematria, Buffalo Bills equals 117. So, again, that's why learning the numbers that connect with the teams, you'll just see the same rituals over and over and over. What's up, 414?
Hey, what's up, Zach? We actually met when you came to Marquette. So it's cool kind of getting to pick with you and everything. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of just joining the stream, so I don't know, like, the direction of it. I know you guys were kind of talking to Roger's situation. So if this is kind of out of nowhere, I understand if you don't want to, like, look too much in there or whatever. But it was something that I kind of thought back on and off, and when this happened, this was kind of before you were, like, on the gematria scene. And it's regarding Chris Benoit. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he was a wrestler who, he kind of like, he ended up killing his family, long story short, and he killed himself. And it was just a lot of conspiracy that went into it. And I feel like if there was something there, you would definitely be able to find it with gematria. So I just kind of thought I'd bring that to you. His name was Chris Benoit. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I think it happened on, did it happen on June 24th in history? Yeah, it did.
I don't know.
It did. It happened on
Like
Freemasonry's birthday.
but not like.
It happened on Freemasonry's birthday. Everything that goes down in the WWE run by the Mason Vince McMahon, it's always Masonry related. So yeah, I have looked at that in the past. I can do more work on it.
Yeah, I would love if you ever get the free time. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but I would love if you ever get the chance to really be able to drop a video where you can kind of delve into that and kind of really look into that. Because his entire legacy has been kind of destroyed by that. And it's like if you didn't, you know what I mean? If you didn't kill your family, I feel like, the people who really want to know the answer should be able to find out if you did. Because this is, it's an extremely heinous crime. So it's like if you didn't do that to be remembered for something like that is horrible in my opinion. So I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. Other than
Well, yeah. No, I totally get. I mean, I've said the same thing before. I mean, how many of these celebrity deaths? I mean, really, you think about like how many people's legacy is that they suicided themselves or they died of an overdose, and that's not really what happened. And really, who wants that legacy when that's not even true? I mean, it's just to kill somebody and then to shame their name. And again, these people who do it, they do it as like a business move. They're like, well, we're going to make even more money off it, and nobody's looking at us. It was a suicide.
Yeah, exactly. And then to have them to label them as killing their own family, you know what I mean? Like
right.
That's extreme. Like that's even worse.
Making them look evil when it wasn't them who was evil, right? The evil people did. That's the thing, that the people who do this, that they don't have any like morals or code. They just do whatever they need to do.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. So if you do ever get the chance to kind of, because I know how you can really go into it and connect the numbers like crazy. So just thought I'd bring it to you. Like I said, I know other people want to talk. I don't want to hold you too long. But we did meet in Marquette, and you were cool as fuck. You know, we took a picture and everything. I always remember that. So just want to say thanks again for all the work you do, man.
That was a year and 6 days ago. I remember it was September 7th. Yeah, it was good to meet you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, take it easy.
All right, yeah, take care. Hold on a second, 585. I just want to make this point about this other death in the news. Again, Mike Williams, born May 18th, now dead September 12th. You see how that's 117 days after his birthday? Last year, the top shooting in Buffalo was May 14th, 117 days before the season opener, which Buffalo won. Buffalo Bills won 17. Hey, check the box score for the quarterbacks in the Monday Night Football game and tell me if one of the quarterbacks in the Buffalo-related game had 117 net passing yards. What's up, 585?
Hey, Zach, it's Michael. How you doing?
Hey, speaking of somebody who I got to meet last year. What's up, Mike?
Not much. Hey, I didn't know if you knew about this, but WWE, they merged with UFC, and I think it was like yesterday.
Okay.
And I didn't know if there was anything there. I know yesterday was Andrew Luck's birthday.
Yeah.
I know.
It's funny, for all those years, for all those years, we'd point out that Andrew Luck's birthday was 12/9. If you added up his birth numerology, it added up to 129. So we knew there was something to that. We didn't realize that 129 was 201 in base 8 counting, and the only city in America that equals 201 is Indianapolis. But it's funny how perfect it all is.
And another thing is that when they merged, when WWE and the UFC merged, they're calling it TKO. So I don't know if there's something there too. So I didn't know. The merge completed yesterday. They merged together. I don't know if there's anything there or not.
I'll look into it. I'm sure there is.
But yeah, that's all I had, though, Zach.
All right. Appreciate it, Mike.
Have a good one.
All right. Later. But yeah, again, you guys, I mean, literally, we were in Buffalo last May talking about how significant 117 is to the Bills, how they do a gazillion numbers with this team in the ritual. You know what? It's a year later, and now a former Buffalo Bill who grew up in Buffalo is dead 117 days after his birthday. At least so we're told. So that's why you learn the numbers and you pay attention. You'll just see how the same patterns persist. 252.
Yeah, what's up, Zach? Before I leave real quick, you just mentioned that 117 piece, 117. So I had the Braves getting there. Okay, so there's two teams that had the collapse. Remember I told you, right? The day that construction started for I-95 in Philly, the news broke that Mike Williams had died, right? He had so-called died. That's when the news broke, right? On that construction day. And then this NFL players all of a sudden almost or dead in a construction accident. So and then I that had the thing going on with the Phillies pitcher, Zach Wheeler. You remember that, right?
Uh-huh.
11-6. Okay, so I had the Braves getting their 95th win yesterday over the Phillies because those are the only two cities that share an NFL collapse right after playing Brady.
Right.
Or not an NFL, an interstate collapse. I-95 and then the I-85 collapse. But so I had them getting their 95th win. And they brought back in Zach Wheeler. And I almost screamed when I literally saw the news that Mike Williams had been pronounced dead yesterday on the day that they bring back in Zach Wheeler to pitch. And you won't believe it, he falls to 11-7.
Huh. Yeah.
11. He falls to 11-7, and his name equals 117. Zach Wheeler 117 falls to 11-7. A clear connection to the pitching on the two dates with Mike Williams in the headline. So there's obviously something with the whole interstate collapse. And then don't forget, collapse has the football overlapping 3 or 4.
Collapse in football.
But yeah, I just had to.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had to bring that up with him falling to 11-7 because that was actually a really good. I'm glad I caught that before the game started because I saw it last minute. But yeah, falling to 11-7. So I really don't know what exactly that means. But oh yeah, and Braves is 95, right? I-95, Braves 95.
Right.
So I mean, it's yeah. I just had to call in about that before you ended the stream because that was a really big piece with that dude dying.
And like I just said, we're talking about Philly before I leave. Like I just said, the Eagles play the Bills this year.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, keep an eye on it.
But yeah, that's all though.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, just like all my live streams, nobody ever calls in on topic. But the thing with people always saying that Biggie went into Jurassic 5 and Tupac, I don't hear anyone's voice in that group that sounds like either of those men. I don't see anybody who looks alike. I mean, I don't understand why this is such a popular thing for people to write. Like, are these like AI bots that like who's Biggie up here and who's Tupac? Well, what's up, 917?
Yeah, y'all, just wanted to tell you that, the Jurassic 5 shit with I was trying to call him on topic, Tupac. He's an actor, and he started this other rap group called Jurassic 5 with his god brother Gaddafi and Biggie as Soup and Eazy-E.
Man, they got the greatest plastic surgeons in the world, if that's true, and they changed their voices and everything.
Yeah, no, they do. You know what it is? If you look at Tupac, they faked his height. They always faked his height. If you look at it, he's 5'9" on one thing, he's 5'10" on his license, he's 5'11" on his jail. He went to jail. If you call in Clinton Correctionals and look up Tupac, he was never there. If you
Okay, here. All right, here. Okay, that's all interesting, but like, so their voices sound different. They don't really look anything alike any of these people. Why are these people now in Jurassic 5? Why do you think that's Eazy-E, Tupac, Biggie?
No, it's them. It's just they have plastic surgeries and stuff like that. The guy Akil,
And now they rap in a totally different way and sound totally different too?
Yeah, but if you listen to what he's saying, he says a lot of things and he drops a lot of gems. If you really listen to his music.
Okay, so give me an example that gives it away that it's them. But he must have given us a gem that shows it's them.
Yeah, no, even his kids, Akil's kids, right? They all have Tupac's nose, but he doesn't have Tupac's nose. His nose is different, if you notice, because he got a nose surgery. The guy has dreads. Tupac can grow his hair. Even on the special, the new Tupac, Dear Mama stuff that they put on FX or whatever, Hulu, they're like, oh, he had alopecia. Obviously, it didn't have alopecia because in 1996, he was growing his hair out when he was in jail. And then this guy, Akil, has started growing his hair out around the same time. And if you look at the other guy, Charlie Tuna, when you spell the name of the two, like Tupac, that's his god brother, Gaddafi, who died a month after Tupac died or something like that. And he got killed by an outlaw. One of the outlaw's cousins supposedly pulled out a gun and killed him by mistake. The story even sounds very fishy. And
okay, I don't see how any of this though. I mean, like, let's go back. You're starting to make it sound like Akil said some things in some songs that reveal that he's actually Tupac. So, like, what are some of those lyrics?
He had a song with Agent 006, and he was saying that Tupac is half dead. He said something about his eyebrows raised and how they changed, like he came back and how they.
Well, haven't a lot of people said that? I mean, there's how many millions of people in the world speculate that Tupac's not really dead because of the whole Machiavelli thing, because Machiavelli faked his death.
No, of course, and he always wears the red hat like Machiavelli does. Look at Akil; he's always wearing a red hat like Machiavelli.
Not in the photo I got up right now. In the photo I got up right now, he doesn't have a red hat on.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just one photo. Look up a lot of photos. Look up Akil red hat. You'll see a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
You'll see a whole bunch of times.
I thought I heard you say always, but okay.
No, yeah, just look it up. Look up Akil. You'll see a lot of pictures with him wearing a red hat or videos of him wearing red hat. And then if he doesn't wear the red hat, he wears the black and white checkerboard. Like Tupac always wear the black and white checkerboard. Even when he came out, he had the black and white shoes on, with Dancing with Digital Underground. And Yeah, even if you look at the CD cover, the Machiavelli CD, you see the A on top. It goes right under the KIL. And then if you look at the CD itself, the other A in Machiavelli is under the KIL as well, on the CD itself. So they perfectly put the Akil on both things. And the Jurassic 5 is under Interscope, same label as Tupac and Gaddafi. And Biggie technically was under them too, because they're all owned by Interscope is owned by Time Warner Music Group, and so is Bad Boy. At the end of the day, their label is owned by Time Warner Music Group too. So everything's a lot of fishiness. And then even Suge Knight, where he got his money from to bail Tupac out, was from Time Warner Music Group. There's a guy out there saying, "Oh, I bailed Tupac out." But why would you give it to Suge Knight to get him on Death Row if Death Row is a sister company of Interscope and Tupac was already on Interscope, the bigger label? It doesn't make any sense. Why didn't Jimmy Iovine help him get out? Or why didn't he have money to bail himself out? But besides that, even on like the Machiavelli album, and the way Tupac spells Machiavelli, it can, if you change the words around, like it's a word scramble. Like for instance, how they did with Delta and Omicron. If you take all those letters and you word scramble it, it spells out media control. Well, the same thing with the way he spells Machiavelli. If you take up the letters over there, it says Evum Akil. And Evum in different language means like this is, or this stuff is, this is so, or just look up the definitions of Evum. If you take those words together, it says Evum Akil, because that's what he became, Akil. Even Akil is with the AKIL, that's the Arabic way to spell it. Why does he spell it like that, not the black way with the Q? Because if you do it with the AK, it equals 33. And he also died. Everything with Tupac was 7 and 13. Even the fact that, he died at the MGM Grand. And that's, M is the 13th letter, G is the 7th. So it's 13, 7, 13. And everything with Tupac was 7 and 13. 7-Day Theory. He died at 403. He was 25. Even the fact that he got his Hollywood star this year. He got it at 52 years old, and that's 7. And then he got it at the year 7, because 2023 is 7.
When did Tupac get his Hollywood star? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he just got a Hollywood star this year, which why they wait so long to give it to him this year? Because everything has to do with 7 with Tupac, 7 and 13. Even like when his mom got out of jail, and then also think about this: his mom got out of jail because what? She was a part of the Panther 21, which the Panther 21 was J. Edgar Hoover's Black Panthers. No, they're the ones that was bombing the schools and bombing this, and then she gets out without a lawyer. She beats the most expensive case in New York City history without a lawyer. If anybody else does that, everybody'd be like, "Oh, that person's a snitch," or "That person worked for the feds," or "This person this and that." But nobody says anything about her. She beat the biggest court case, the most expensive court case. It was probably the most expensive because probably paid actors in the court case. So she was a part of the fake Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? It's all a game. Even Asada Shakur, Tupac's aunt, she broke out of Clinton Correctionals and went to Cuba. That story don't make no sense neither. And that's his aunt, and then he goes to Clinton Correctionals later. But if you call up Clinton Correctionals and ask about Tupac, or take the placard number of the and look up the placard number, it says there's no inmate that ever was there. So that whole jail thing was a scam too. Tupac never went to jail, none of that. It was all just all a game. He had the best marketing. Every time a Tupac album came out, what did they do? They did marketing. Tupacalypse Now comes out, he gets beat up for jaywalking. Tupac Strictly for My Niggas come out, he gets he shoots at off-duty cops 8 days before when the first video comes out. Thug Life comes out, Dan Quayle saying, "Oh, don't listen to Tupac's music." What happens when somebody like Dan Quayle says, "Don't listen to somebody's music"? Everybody's gonna go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna go buy it. Then Me Against the World comes out, he goes to jail. Then All Eyes on Me comes out, he dies, all these days later. The same amount of days that the album came out, 213. That's what the 13 days later because it's a leap year. Come on. I mean, this is all bull. He was made by the government. Him and Biggie and all that, they were made by the government. You know what I'm saying? They were made to corrupt the masses' minds. And the funny thing is, when he was at Coachella, I believe the Jurassic 5 was performing that night when they had the hologram with him. Everybody cared more about the hologram. They didn't even realize Tupac was there with Biggie and the rest of the crew.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I mean, I've never been convinced that this Tupac, Biggie, and Jurassic 5 thing, and just to be honest, nothing you've said has convinced me that that's them. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's not convincing. They don't sound like them. They don't look like them. Plastic surgery.
Actually, I mean, Tupac, if you look at the side profiles of him and Akil, they look very similar. And a lot of the facial expressions, the way Akil dances.
Dude, somebody just uploaded a video of a gay guy who looks like 99.5% like me, and he's dancing around being all super gay. And somebody put up the video on the internet and said, that's me. And I was starting to sweet laugh. I was like, a lot of you are going to fall for this, don't you think? She's like, nah, he doesn't look that much like you. I was like, God, he does look a lot like me. I mean, there's people who look a lot alike. So.
Yeah, but he doesn't do the same thing. It's just funny how they're all on the same label. And the guy, Charlie Tuna, looks just like Gaddafi. Like, look at the nose, look at the teeth. Even Akil's teeth. Akil and Tupac have the same teeth. They have the same scar on their head. He has the same scar on his chest. They have the same markings. And even the fact that the tattoos, you got to look at the tattoos too. It's funny, Tupac had an interview where he was talking with the lady from MTV on the boardwalk. And
all right, here, let's do this. What is the incentive of killing off these guys as characters and then putting them in a group, Jurassic 5, that's never really had much of a following? I mean, Jurassic 5, they were out when I was in high school, and one kid was listening to Jurassic 5. So what's the point of doing that?
No, I understand. Well, I understand that, but one is a social experiment to see, that if the people are dumb enough to not realize this or whatever. And two, they make a lot of money. Think about it. They made a lot of money off Tupac. They made a lot of money off Biggie. They made a lot of money off Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? There's church right now with all.
So why not invent them as new big stars? Why put them in some obscure group that nobody listens to?
What happened?
Why put them in some obscure group that nobody listens to and they hardly make any money off them?
Well, that's the whole thing. They know. Well, they have to do something. All right, after these guys die, what do you think they?
Why not make them big stars again? Why not make them big stars? Why not make them big stars and make a whole bunch of money again since they're super talented?
No, well, they are very talented. They rap right now. They're still out there. They're still doing their own thing. They're still making money. And think about it. All these guys, Biggie.
All right, I got to move on, my guy. I got to move on. Sorry, that guy doesn't have logic right there. I'm sorry, you guys. Bad arguments. Just bad logic, faulty logic. He reminds me of the conspiracy community. And something that drives me nuts is people are like, more people are into this conspiracy that Tupac and Biggie are in Jurassic 5 than the shit I'm laying down, which is nothing but facts and is actually fucking interesting and actually shows who's doing this. It's just like, God, it's just. And then I just heard that guy say, oh, people are too dumb to. No, I'm sorry, man. I think people that are too dumb are the people that are like saying, yeah, he always wears a red hat. That's definitely him. It's just like, no. And again, just an illogical answer. Why not? If you can invent them as new people, why not bring them back as megastars? Now they're new megastars. If they can do plastic surgery this good, realize, why didn't Michael Jackson have plastic surgeons this good? Michael Jackson was trying to make himself look different. He turned himself into like a morph-looking creature, just like Madonna did. So, Biggie went back to Weight Watchers and got a whole different face. Tupac, I don't know, shrunk even smaller and turned into a kill that doesn't look anything alike. From the side profile, they look the same. I mean, are we really making arguments like that? Well, if you look at them from the side, then they look similar. It's like, okay, from the side? How about from the front on at the face? God. Okay. 240.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
I heard that guy telling you about Tupac being alive. I talked to you earlier. That is not a conspiracy. Like, Michael Jackson was Prince Carl Phillip. They make millions off these characters, and then they kill them off on the TV, and they play different people. And you can tell this by people's ear biometrics is one way that they're caught. The government actually knows that your ear biometrics and certain things about you is more accurate than your fingerprints. But who looks at that when you're watching people on TV? You never meet them. You never see them. You never get to know them. They're doing this. They're playing 10 and 15 different celebrities, killing them off. Like when Tupac died, he become a legend. I mean, this is how it works.
This is how what works.
I mean,
This is how what works. This is how what
That's
works.
how the Illuminati works.
Didn't,
That's how the Illuminati.
hold on. I laid down what the
play
Illuminati did
different
with Tupac, paying tribute to white Jesus and Machiavelli and how they killed his mom and announced it on Machiavelli. Like that. This is what they're doing. Are they reinventing Tupac as a kill?
I know the characters that Tupac plays. I just don't have them off the top of my head. But Google's making this stuff hard to find, but I found it years ago. Like, I can direct you to a video that will show you that I'm right. It's about the Jackson family. They are the Swedish royal family. Played the Jacksons from children until their supposed death. Michael's death.
So you're saying, wait a minute. So you're saying the whole Michael Jackson family's in blackface?
Yes, they were the entire time. The entire time. Get your pen out. When you get off of here, you watch this quick video before they delete it. It's actually still on YouTube. And watch that channel. You need to know this about the Illuminati. Yeah, you're in the dark, brother.
So when you go blackface, then you also get the black vocals. This is amazing. Okay.
Yeah, just watch this video. It's like an 8-minute video, and then you start watching that channel. And
I'm sure if I watch one YouTube video that's 8 minutes, I'll have no doubt that Michael Jackson was in blackface along with the rest of the Jacksons.
You will.
Okay.
Well, it'll start you. Now, that might not convince you 100%, but if it doesn't, there's something wrong with it. You're too skeptical. You're too skeptical. I understand that you want concrete evidence, but these people are clever. They're clever. They don't leave that behind. But ear biometrics are a fact. They use facial stipple, just like the Nutty Professor. Look what they do on TV. Johnny Knoxville.
Do you know? So your ear biometric reminds me that a YouTuber like 5 or 6 years ago did a video showing that I was the Boston Marathon bomber because I had the same ears as the Boston Marathon bomber, and he said it was definitive proof that we were the same people.
Hey, but you know what? I don't really know you. I don't think that's true, but I really
it's definitely not true.
But I do know that it's a little known fact that ear biometrics are more accurate than fingerprints. The government knows this. They know this. They use it.
Okay. All right. Well, you can link the video. You can send me an email and I'll check it out. Michael Jackson in blackface. That's a new one.
But I can never contact you. So it's a channel called Sparky Lee. It's been deleted. Every video on there will blow you away. Like Ice Cube is Ice T. They're the same person.
Okay.
Trust
Okay.
me. I'm telling you, you need to know this. They play. Shakespeare had that comment. One man plays many parts. I don't remember exactly how it goes anymore, but you know that comment. It's true.
Ice Cube and Ice T, man. I mean hey, they're both rappers and both actors and both from LA, and they both start with Ice. But man, they're the same people. That's also a trip to me.
I will publicly apologize to you.
All right, send me the email. I gotta watch the 8-minute video that's gonna prove to me that Michael Jackson was in blackface all along. I gotta see that.
Trust me, but you're never gonna learn if you keep ruling everything out.
No, I didn't say I didn't rule it out. I said send me the video. I gotta see the video.
But I don't know how to contact you. So just go to when you get off here, go to YouTube. It's Sparky Lee, SparkyLee. Anyone can go watch
Sparky Lee.
Do it.
What's the video called?
Thriller Royale.
What's the
You'll
call?
see it on there.
Okay. All right. I'll look for
The video
it.
is called Thriller Royale.
Thriller Royale. All right.
Trust me.
All right. Thank you.
Peace, brother.
Okay. I'm turning off the ringer on my phone and setting it down so I can't see that anybody else is calling because I just can't take any more phone calls. None have been on topic. Almost none. And yeah, I'm already worried enough about humanity. Today's phone calls haven't helped. Here, if you guys got here late, what I presented in the beginning, I'll present it one more time, and then yeah, I think I got to shut this thing down because I just can't. I can't stand another one of these phone calls. So again, Tupac Shakur, he dies. They put out the album with him on the cross like Jesus on a very special day to the Society of Jesus. Remember the 5th of November. And again, the day Tupac died was September 13th, which is where white Jesus comes from. That's Cesare Borgia's birthday. And then Tupac's alias, Machiavelli's a play on Machiavelli, who faked his death. And Machiavelli based his book, The Prince, on Cesare Borgia. So Machiavelli, Cesare Borgia, Tupac. Very easy to understand. Again, you guys, have you ever heard quality, not quantity? Have you ever heard that phrase in your life? Quality, not quantity. I do put out a lot of work, but I try to make sure all of my work is quality. And maybe sometimes when I'm doing a research, I'll be like, oh, that could be a connection, but then maybe not. That one's a little bit iffy. Just come with your best stuff. Like, I don't know who in the world is convinced by information that, oh, yeah, a kill is definitely Tupac. I mean, you might find somebody else who thinks that's interesting and they might think it's true too, but like, what proof do you have? Like, I was trying to get that guy to come with something hard. He's like, he always wears red hats. And then we open up his photo catalog and there's like a picture of him with 50 different hats on. And finally I have to scroll down for 10 minutes before I find him in a red hat. It's like, what kind of arguments are these? What I just showed is undeniable. You know, this is history. And again, and then they had to announce his mom's death. And we covered this in 2016, right when it happened. She died right after Prince. We called Prince's death, you know, validating the work that we do here. Prince died by the exact numbers that I talked about when we called his death after Vanity died the day of the Grammys. But, you know, remember, Vanity died the day of the 58th Grammys, too, because that turned out to be a big number with Tupac's death as well. But again, they announced Tupac's mom's death on May 3rd. She really died the day before, but the news broke on May 3rd on the real Machiavelli's birthday, 5/3, just like the Machiavelli album came out 53 days after Tupac died. And then again, Interscope did all of the records for Tupac, which began with Tupacalypse Now, November 12th, 91. And notice from the day that that album came out to the day Tupac died was 58 months and a day. His full name, Tupac Amaru Shakur's 58, like Cesare Borgia, like Freemasonry, like secret society. And again, it goes back to King James dying at age 58 and how the Jesuits tried to execute him because of the Bible and just how big this number is. And again, Prince died at age 57 in his 58th year of life after the 58th Grammys. And again, Prince dead right before Tupac's mom, and the parallel with Cesare Borgia and the Prince Machiavelli. But these same numbers. And again, if you're new here, I'm talking about 58 all the time. This is a huge special number to the cabal. And then the guys who founded Interscope Records, who put out all of Tupac's albums, including Machiavelli, Jimmy Iovine, who's a big Catholic. From his birthday, March 11th, to the day Tupac died, is 187th day of his age. And again, he's done a lot of business with Dr. Dre as well, who lost his son 187 days from his birthday. Big homicide number, but also a big Jesuit number. Society of Jesus, 56 and 187. Just like the Tupac Machiavelli album came out on the day leaving 56 days left in the year, the day that's very special to the Society of Jesus. And again, we talked about Travis Scott. He just had the concert tragedy on that day, and his stage was a cross at Astro World. Interscope, the name of this record label's 56. From Tupac's birthday to his death was 89 days, like the story of Jesus. The Gospel's 89 chapters, like how Interscope Records is 89. And from the other co-founder of Interscope, Ted Field, from his birthday, June 1st, to Tupac's death was 104 days. Tupac's name forwards is 58, and reverse it's 104, like Roman Catholic Church. It reminds that this year the Super Bowl's in Vegas, and it's Super Bowl 58 to conclude the 104th NFL season. And 2 years ago, there were rumors they were going to unveil the Tupac hologram for the Super Bowl. So do they do it this year in Vegas as a tribute? But, yeah, it's just, I can't figure out why there's more people in the world. Like, if you just, like, scan around the internet, people are sharing everywhere that Tupac is a Kill the MC. I know more and more people are sharing Gematria, but you'll see 1,000 Tupac is a kill shares online before you'll see one single share of Gematria from anybody. And it's like, why are people so adamant about sharing this? Like, why are people's, like, opinions and delusions and like skeptical thoughts so intriguing. But you know something about humanity? People are more into stuff that they can believe in than actually the facts, like facts, knowledge, real stuff. Not that much interest. Total bullshit. Huge market. You know, religion's a big part of that. But yeah, so there's more to the Tupac death. Again, Tupac Shakur in the most simple ciphers, 139, like he died on 13/9. Run it in reverse. America's 139. Freemasonry's also 139. Modern Freemasonry, a Jesuit creation. So we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. Thank you to the people who donated. And if anybody has any last good comment, I'll put my eyes on the chat for a moment. Here, I see somebody in the chat I haven't seen for a moment. If you guys don't know this young man, he's in Atlanta. He's a rapper himself. He's a talented young man. If you guys aren't following this guy, check out his channel. He's really big on the food kick right now. He's trying to get people to be healthier. Jay with Open Eyes 4. So all right, eyes on the chat, just looking for any last good comments. Gematria Effect News 23 got deleted. I know Gematria Effect News 24 did. Hold on, let me see if they deleted 23 too. Let me see if that's true. They deleted 24 recently because it was the channel that we had our whole live stream across the nation on as we traveled from Seattle to New York, pound and pavement. Huh. I am not seeing Gematria Effect News 23. I don't know what that channel would have got deleted for. I mean, 24 shouldn't have got deleted for anything. Hold up. Yeah, that channel's gone. So they've deleted. Again, for people who are new here, I've had to create all these channels because I get deleted all the time. So what I've been doing for like the last 2 years is cycling 4 channels so they wouldn't delete them, but then they've been deleting them anyway recently. And we haven't even been using the channels. I hadn't used Gematria Effect News 24 for a year almost when they deleted it. Hold on. I'm going to find out when 23 got deleted. What? I mean, last time I checked, the channel didn't have any strikes on it, so it doesn't even make sense how it would get deleted. However, I have seen channels taken down before where they didn't even do the 3-strike thing. They did just take it down all at once. Here it is right here. This happened on September 8th on the Virgin Mary's birthday. We have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our community guidelines. Because of this, we have removed your channel from YouTube. We know this is probably very upsetting news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. So again, this company is just so scummy and shitty. For those of you guys who missed my trip down to California, I went by their headquarters, and when I got there, I was greeted by a big army of security guards who said I could not go in the building. But then they took down a bunch of questions, and then they said they'd return the answers to my questions within 2 weeks. Well, that was back in April, and nobody ever followed up ever. But I mean, the channel had no strikes on it, so I don't even see in my email that there was any videos that got struck. They just decided to take the channel down all at once. And all my work's ever been is videos just like this. So, all right, so 23 and 24 are gone. So we're down to 22, 25 in sports. We're down to 3 channels. Yeah. Maybe it was for being right about the Queen. I did call the Queen's death, why she would die at 96, and the significance of 140 before it happened. She died 140 days after her birthday, like Queen of England. But Yeah, that's not a good sign for the other channels, you guys. And that's how this work's gotten destroyed. I mean, I used to have 100,000 subs in 2016, and then we built it back up to 100,000 again and got deleted again. When I say we were close to 100,000, I've actually never hit 100,000. 3 times I've gotten real close, and I've gotten deleted every single time. Every single time I approached 100,000, they deleted the channel, and now I can't even grow the channel. So now it's like, I mean, how long has it taken to get almost to 30,000? It's ridiculous. But yeah, I didn't realize they'd gotten rid of 23 because I haven't been using the channel. Google, man, they're scumbags. But remember, Google's completely Jesuit too, so of course they're going to do it on the Virgin Mary's birthday. It's always got to be symbolic. All right. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there for now. You can't get it restored. You can't get it restored. They never restore it. I do have a Patreon. Somebody tried to get my Patreon actually taken down recently because Patreon sent me an email that they're reviewing the channel because people said that there was dangerous content on there. So I got an email from Patreon. My channel was under review for dangerous content, but I actually just got an email back. I think it was Monday. I think it was September 11th. They emailed me back and they said that they found that my channel was perfectly safe and in compliance. So I do. Yeah, I see your question about minimalism. Yeah, I think minimal. Aren't I a great example of minimalism? I'm normally in a white T-shirt. So again, that's how they got the whole world. They got the whole world caught up in materialism and trinkets and status and yeah, the subscriber count could be inaccurate, but at the same time, I'm not sure it is because there's well, I don't know unless they're manipulating like every single thing I have because I'm not selling any books. You know, support for the works at a big low. Support for the works almost as low as it was back when I first launched it. So yeah, it's this whole digital world is so easy to manipulate and it makes it hard to tell what's really going on. It's like, okay, are they stealing the money or are my books selling better than they actually are? Am I just not getting paid? So hard to say, but what we do know is there's been a lot of resistance and a lot of big tech shenanigans to destroy all the progress that should have been made with this channel. So I'd easily have way more than 1,000,000 subs if they never deleted the channel. I mean, it was growing at a record pace, uh, you know, back before they deleted anything. All right, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. Again, thank you everyone who hits the like and the share. If you just want to clip the beginning part of this video and reshare it somewhere else, might be a good idea. I don't know about the rest of the longer stream with all the calls, but I did do the presentation right at the beginning if you just want to rewind. And we'll leave it there for now. Till next time, True Seeker.